Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Rocknar's LolCow Ranch. And we are going to go ahead and get started. And with us today, we have Sam Stutler. Sam, we have your fight GIF below, and it's rare that a fight video is in a GIF format, but this is you, and this is you stepping in the ring and you proving yourself that you are not a Tonka saw. You actually had the nuts to go in the ring and do this, and hey, I applaud you for that. And I think a lot of people applaud you for this. So, how are you today, Sam?
I'm okay.
I know. Yeah, for those of you who are not aware, Sam was the voice of Galena's father the other night on my stream. So, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead started with all the videos that James has done. The first one is called Thank You.
So I'm making this video to thank somebody. Now, what I want them to know, look, this is somebody that's been paying a lot of attention to the exchanges on Daywave and the exchanges on the various other programs in the ROTC family. And this isn't somebody that anybody knows, so don't worry about that. But what this person did, now they told me a lot of things, and it was a lot of stuff I didn't want to hear, but it was a lot of stuff I needed to hear. And this is somebody that was really close to me throughout all this, whether they know it or not. Their opinion has always mattered to me about everything, okay? And what this person did is they told me a lot of things that maybe I didn't want to hear, and maybe I couldn't hear, maybe, in the past. But the way this person explained things to me, and I'm not explaining who this person is because they don't want to be mentioned and they're not going to be mentioned ever again. But I appreciate them giving me the closure I needed over a lot of things, helping me to understand a lot of things that I couldn't understand in the past because I just didn't have the information that I needed. And they were the only person that could give me that information. And now that they gave me that information, it allows me to see things the way that I kind of figured they were. Maybe I didn't want to think they were that way, but now I know the way that they were. I still respect this person a great deal, and that's why they'll remain nameless, because they don't want to be named, and that's fine. They are somebody that paid a great deal of attention to this situation throughout the whole thing. I think I may have lost them as a friend, but that's okay. That's okay. Thank you. You know who you are. Take care. I need you to understand that. What you gave me was the clarity that I needed to gain closure. Thank you.
That was an interesting video that he made. I don't know if he's thanking somebody for either pulling himself out of some weird loop of thinking or reinforcing it. But Sam, your opinion on that? Hey, Sam.
I don't know, man. It's a bit heavy.
The next one, he's going really hard on Daywave Radio. He's Daywave lost, or Gaywave rather, lost, always will always lose. I've come out on top. With that hair, I'm not sure, James, but let's see.
So I wanted to do a quick video about the ways in which Gaywave lost. Now, there's a number of ways Gaywave lost. First and foremost, they couldn't get to me. They had to stop covering me. They couldn't get to me. They can't get to me. I'm impervious to their nonsense. So that's the first way they lost. They just can't cover me. They can't intimidate me. They can't destroy me. The second way that Gaywave lost was essentially what happened was I'm actually better off now than I was before they started harassing me. And it's funny because they think they're proving something by proving that Hatman is clearly a closeted homosexual that's not very far in the closet. The other thing is they actually helped me find out that I still had criminal records that my brother had committed, in my name, that I needed to cover up, that I thought I was done with this. They actually helped me find these criminal records to exonerate myself. I'm still going to Argentina. Their nonsense about me being banned from Argentina, all that really did was allow me to work again on my ability to communicate more with the Argentine consulate. Uh, I proved to AP I have a valid passport. Let's see. There's a lot of ways in which Gay Wave lost. One of the main ways is, and the person won't remain nameless, but finally the right person finally got a hold of me regarding the whole thing. Okay, the whole thing. And finally I'm able to let go of the past because I realized that I didn't betray my friend. Okay, and that was the ultimate, like, honestly, it was a huge misunderstanding, but Gay Wave is full of horny retards that don't know how to understand things, and luckily uh, someone that was one of the right people got a hold of me and explained things to me so that I could understand it. And that was what was important for me to put closure to this, to realize that I was not betraying my friend by giving up. And I didn't give up on her, on that person. I didn't, well, not the person that contacted me. I didn't give up on her. And that's what was important, is that I wasn't giving up on her prematurely. Okay? And, I won. I'm still going to Argentina. I found out things I didn't even know because they actually looked it up for me regarding my brother, okay, regarding criminal records that I didn't commit. So I'm working on getting fingerprint determination done for that so that I finally have a clear criminal record again. And, it's all hilarious. It's very hilarious. And on top of that, Royce admitted he was a liar on Gay Wave and encouraged me to sue him. What he doesn't understand is he actually broke the law. I don't have to sue him. If I cooperate, he committed a felony.
You know what? I'm going to pause it here because if Royce committed a felony, James, why aren't you calling the police on Royce? You have their number,
Because he didn't commit a felony, in
because he
fact.
didn't. Yeah, exactly. He did not commit a felony. And he's convinced himself that
It's only a felony if he legally represents himself as some sort of national or extranational authority. I don't.
or if he's like pretending that he's with the United States State Department or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because if he's doing that, then you're impersonating a government official. Yeah, then you're breaking the law. But Royce isn't breaking the law. He simply conferred with Eliana, who conferred with her attorney, who had to work out extraordinary circumstances to get James Robert Clark III declared persona non grata in Argentina. So I'll restart it here just a moment.
A crime. That's what he did on the video. I don't have to do anything except cooperate with the authorities if I wanted to, and I don't really care to. What's funny is Mersh is obviously jealous as hell about my lifestyle. I live a much better lifestyle than any of these idiots do. I live a much better lifestyle than any of these people are living right now. And how do I do that? Well, because I am smarter than them. I am much more intelligent than they are. And the other thing is, what I want to point out is nobody loves Royce Lopez. Nobody. There's nobody in the whole world that loves Royce Lopez. It's that simple.
No, James, it is not. It is not that simple, and it's not about love, Royce Lopez, because um, James, he's 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 projecting all of his hatred now onto Royce. He's very mad that Royce has taken over his precious spotlight, I think, and
Well, that's the thing. Royce has always had a larger audience than
yeah,
he has, and the recent introduction has done little to
right, and
bump his impact.
it's, if anything, it's actually kind of turning people weirdly away from daywave radio, and that's kind of why I understand that as a producer, as a content producer, hey, you know it's not going to appeal to every one of your audience. So maybe that's why I should split off and take James Robert the Clark III exclusively for the LolCow Ranch. And James Robert the Clark III, I'll be your Huckleberry. Oh.
But the facts are the facts, man. I came out on top. Gay Wave lost. Gay Wave can't intimidate me. I am unbreakable. As I've said, I am unbreakable. Booyah. And when Mersh is talking about my undeserved self-confidence, when you've almost froze to death as many times as I have, and you've survived, that's earned self-confidence. When you've won as many life or death fights as I have, that's confidence. I'm not talking about fights in a ring or anything like that. I'm talking about real fights when people are trying to kill you and you win that. That's earned confidence, buddy. I'm also an accomplished martial artist. I'm an accomplished outdoorsman. I'm an accomplished a lot of things. I've accomplished quite a bit in my life. Okay?
What have you accomplished, James Robert Clark? Apart
Cool
from
story, bro. Cool story, bro. I hate this Master Long defense. You know, I don't do what I do for the cage. I do it for the streets. It's so played out. It's just get in there and figure out what you're made of. I went in.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
on one. I mean, I don't.
You had
Only
had the
thing I
guts.
regret is not making weight. That's really my only regret on that.
If you had trained a couple of weeks more,
And
that
thankfully, I got a wholesale membership, so I'm going to be able to afford all the food, so I can
oh yeah.
hopefully get up to weight.
Well, you got your own club after all. It's named after you. So
Well, not me in particular. But
I
yeah.
know. Okay, I'm going to continue.
Even before Mersh was even accomplishing anything, back when I was a child, back when I was like 12 years old in the Boy Scouts, I was certified in water rescue.
Back when I was 12 years old, James, I actually got my photo taken in the Lexington Herald Leader because I was like some kind of computer nerd and I was really good with Atari 800 computers. And Lexington Herald Leader sent somebody out to my house to take a picture of me in front of my Atari 800. So yeah, that was me at age 12, James.
I was a citizen responder. I have to renew it, but I was a citizen responder for the American Red Cross. I had my certification.
You had your certification, didn't you, Sam, for that?
It's just CPR cert. Yeah, it's pretty basic. I mean, they give these things to kids.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much thump. What what is it for when you're one person alone? It's like you gotta, pump 15 times and then like do two quick breaths in or something like that.
No, they removed the rescue breaths in the most recent revision.
Okay, so it's just chest compression now?
Yeah, it's just diaphragm compression because it's
Makes sense. Okay.
For that for a job I had. I've accomplished quite a bit in my life. Quite a bit. These
There's his 3 repetition again. You could almost set a drinking game to this for each video. I would not advise that because you are going to die of alcohol poisoning.
folks have accomplished very little. They make fun of people on the internet. That's their accomplishments. I've actually done things. I do things. It's a funny. I go to the
Hey, Sam, you remember in 2012 when I ran for Congress back in the 6th District of Kentucky as an independent and got 8,340 votes for only spending $650 on my campaign? Remember that, Sam?
yeah.
Yeah, I did that, James. Why don't you?
National Shrine of Chest Jehovah, or whatever the hell it is. It's a Polak shrine up in.
Oh, James, do not use that word. A Polish shrine. What are you thinking? Do you think he got that from like all the years of him watching All in the Family?
I guess.
Yeah, it must be that like that had to have been his dad's favorite show growing up as a kid, and James has just imprinted all of this Archie Bunkerism into him. So yeah, his bigotry makes sense in a weird way.
Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and everybody goes, "It's so nice to see you doing something outside. So nice." I do a lot outside. This just isn't Facebook. I don't post everything that I
Yeah, Steve MRE 1989. He does a lot outside too, and that's why he makes his MRE review videos. You know what I'm talking about, Sam?
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Steve MRE 1989, he's like a landscaper. So
Yeah.
he needs that sodium from pretty much being out in the field all day. So, James, your diet, I don't know. I mean, my diet is not anything, great either. So I really don't have room to talk. And Sam's diet, we're working on that, but it's always a work in progress.
do to here. Okay, but I do want everybody to know when I get to Argentina, I will be taking many photos and I will be taking much video, and I will make sure to take a video of myself in front of the obelisk in Buenos Aires.
Is he talking about the statue of Jesus on the?
No, Randy, we've been over this. He is talking about an obelisk.
Okay, so I'll have to get a picture of that later here, but okay.
Which was originally where I had planned on. The one thing I wanted to see, I don't know why. I just like obelisks. It must be the internal Egyptologist in me that loves them so much. But the facts are the facts. Facts are the facts. Facts are the facts. Facts are the facts.
More of that three repetition on that. James, facts are optional. Did you ever know that? Oh, oh, look at that! Look at how he's just kind of coming at you with that like claw of his. See, ugh. Ugh.
There you go.
Toughness,
That's
that
three.
man.
Actually, four times for Mr. Vance Kavanaugh or whatever the hell.
That was what I was talking about. Okay, yeah, he's picked up, yeah, that he's repeating himself and that people are noticing that he repeats himself. So yeah, I'm actually weirdly honored that he called me Vance Kavanaugh. So I'm gonna back this shit up just about 10 seconds here. There we go.
When I get to Argentina, I will be taking many photos and I will be taking much video, and I will make sure to take a video of myself in front of the obelisk in Buenos Aires, which was originally where I had planned on. The one thing I wanted to see, I don't know why. I just like obelisks. It must be the internal Egyptologist in me that loves them so much. But the facts are the facts. Facts are the facts. Facts are the facts. Facts are the facts. There you go. That's three. Actually, four times for Mr. Vance Kavanaugh or whatever the hell his name is. There you go. Three times plus one. Three times plus one. Three times plus one. Three times plus one. There you go. Four times. Ooh, for Mr. Vance Kavanaugh or whatever the hell his name is. Roy's, whatever. But the point is,
He must think that I'm working for Daywave. Oh, James, bless your heart. Oh, uh, Mr. Vance Kavanaugh. I like that. That's actually kind of neat, James. I mean, I think he must be also watching a lot of the U.S. Office, and he's talking about Bob Vance. Maybe he's talking about that. I don't know. Or where the hell is he getting Kavanaugh from? Is he talking about the Supreme Court justice?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's like decoding James's mind is a challenge. It's like solving a Rubik's cube puzzle and all the sides are completely, well, if they're all black, then you've got a solved puzzle. I mean, we're just looking at a pattern of madness here.
Yeah.
you didn't stop me of anything. I came out on top. I came out stronger. I came out better. And the trolling, what does that prove? That you people are sick and twisted individuals? We knew that already. Does nothing. Does nothing to me. I came out on top. You're the losers. You lost. If anything, even if I gained nothing from this, I'd still be back where I started. Eliana not talking to me. Big frickin' deal. That's where I started with all this. And you know what? I came out on top. I came out on top. You lost, I won. Taco, taco, taco. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he ended his video with taco, taco, taco. Again, I think he's trying to use that as a parallel to Tora, 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 saying that his visit to Argentina is definitely going to be some kind of sneak attack that no one saw coming. Unfortunately, everybody did. So,
Well, he's openly talking about it on public platforms, so it'd
and
be pretty difficult for people not to.
exactly. I mean, he's leaving a trail of breadcrumbs that's like a mile and a half wide. And
I
like,
wouldn't even call this breadcrumbing. I would just call it being frank.
you know,
Because breadcrumbing would be like, oh, you have to actually figure out how the dots connect. But no, he's just giving you the whole entire line.
well, we're up to a new video, and this is video number 3. Galena was Eliana, not Hatman. I knew it most of the time. Well, did you, James? Let's see.
I'm making this video because I'm fed the hell up with someone that I should have been fed the hell up with a long time ago, and her name is Eliana. Okay? Now, this is all your fault for involving these sociopaths in our lives. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Now, they want to talk about these emails. Now, I was trying to throw people off so people didn't know who I was talking to via email, who was pretending to be Galena, and I knew who it was from the beginning. And it was Eliana.
Did you know it was Eliana, James? No, you didn't. You're just associating Eliana's friendship with Hatman and the fact that Hatman put together Project Galena as the fact that Eliana is behind Project Galena. This is the stupidest fucking logic I have ever heard from James Robert Clark III. Your thoughts, Sam?
I don't get if somebody's blowing the cover after ghosting you because they just want to bury the cover, then why try to like revise the backstory? It's like they've already gone dead agent. They've already given away everything.
James, I think
So
that
for him to just be like, "Oh, it was totally this way," when somebody was like, "Yeah, I totally want to bury this cover. It was me. It was me the whole time. I have access to our communiques. I'm not going to release them." But at the same time, you should really think about things. Like, why would you go, oh, it was totally this other person who didn't have custody of the communiques in question? I don't get this guy. He's psychotic.
let's see,
Like,
Hatman.
seriously.
Hatman, he still doesn't believe it. He's trying to counter troll, but also threaten everyone who has exposed him and has the hard evidence of what he's like. Yeah, James, I think right now everybody's doing you a favor, an immense, immense favor by not releasing these emails just yet, because we're giving you a chance to repent of your sins. And if you repent of your sins and just say, you know what, that's it, or I won't make any more videos, and stick to your promise for, let's say, at least 6 months. You're not allowed to make another video about anything, James Robert Clark, for 6 months. Because I'm frankly tired.
Oh, no. I think 6 months
Well,
might be his outlet. I mean, he has admitted being indigent. So this might be just
just
the
him.
entertainment that is available to his means.
Yeah, I
So what about like instead of banning him from it, instead of
Well,
try to take that control away from him. Just be like a polite suggestion.
maybe do
Videos for the next 6 months should pass the reverse Bechdel test.
yeah, or maybe
They
like
just talk about something other than a woman.
he's just this lump of clay that's on the tray that's just spinning around and around and around and around, and it's just throwing clay everywhere, and you got to slow that wheel down so that you can mold and shape this. And I think that somewhere there is a woman who would probably find him acceptable and weirdly enough probably charming. You think Cinnamon Jalal DuPont would be interested in? uh,
Why?
I don't know. I would love to review her videos, but I'm not sure if I want her family going after me on that. But
Yeah.
some lines I'm not going to cross, James. But we're going to continue with your video.
And the reason I knew it was Eliana is the conversations we were having and the things we were talking about were very similar to me and Eliana. And then eventually,
Very similar, as in you were horn dogging yourself on Galena the same way that you were horn dogging yourself on Eliana, and she's like, "Oh, that's nice," facepalm emoji or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh, James, if I have those emails, I'm releasing them because the world needs to see who you really are.
she even talked about the same philosophers like Immanuel Kant and Friedrich Nietzsche and Ayn Rand. Now, she pretended to like Nietzsche because I think she thought I was more of a Nietzschean than I actually was. But she started talking about Immanuel Kant and utopianism, which I'm not a
I don't even think that that's a word. Is that utopianism is not even a word.
Yeah, it is.
It is, but he's not using it right, is he?
Yeah, it's not. Nobody ever really describes themselves as a utopian. It's kind of more of a slur in philosophy for people who don't consider the practicality of their arguments. Like Kant is Kantian idealism for that reason.
See, I never could get into any of all that philosopher kind of stuff. That's just, and for James to just read the words but not understand the meaning behind them, I'm a little bit worried that, if you read the wrong books, it's gonna just, kind of have the wrong impression. It's why Stephen King, when he wrote novels under Richard Bachman, he had to pull the novel Rage from publication because people were using it as inspiration for the school shootings. I remember 1992, Heath High School. This was before Columbine. Heath High School in Kentucky was uh, was wide in the news at that time, and they were all saying it was inspired because of Richard Bachman's book Rage, which, when King realized this, he immediately pulled the plug on the circulation for that. So some books can have the wrong impact, and it's not up to me to say, okay, well, this book is bad, this book is good. It's up to the author, I think. Sam?
Oh no, it just I don't like the idea of ideas being off limits.
Um, Self-censorship is really the only thing I would see is viable for that. It's a similar example is Stanley Kubrick when 62 weeks in and A Clockwork Orange is selling out audiences every night, and Kubrick realizes that there are gangs that are going out inspired and doing real life clockwork violence, it was called, and he told Warner Brothers remove the film, and they almost, they were like, well, why? This is a hit. Remove the film, or I'm breaking my contract with you and never doing another film with you again. And they realized how serious Kubrick was, and they immediately pulled Clockwork Orange from circulation on that. So
utopian by any stretch of the imagination. I am in the sense that that's not important. We're just going to.
Yeah, it's not important, James. It's really not important. He's going off on these tangents, and it's just showing how bad he's spiraling into this madness. So he wants that relationship with Eliana, and he is grasping onto every last little memory that he has of her. So that's sad.
Concentrate on Eliana for now, not politics, not economics, nothing like that. We're going to concentrate right on Eliana because Eliana wants the attention. Eliana will get the attention. Okay? So after this all settled down, I cornered her and I got her to admit who she was.
I like how he says I cornered her because he's just, he's got this really kind of creepy Patrick Bateman vibe going to him, and he does not. I mean, I don't think that he cornered anybody. I think he's cornering somebody in his imagination for that.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's built these tulpas in his brain of Eliana, of Galena, of anybody that, remotely gives him any kind of attention. And they become so real to him that they take on their own personalities after a while. So I think maybe James is hallucinating when he says he cornered Eliana about this. He's only cornering the fact that Eliana had to go to these other people because James was just making her life hell for 7 years. I'm going to start the video.
Okay? And I knew who she was the whole time. There was no way some fruity Brit is that convincingly the perfect girl for me. And
oh. Well, I beg to differ on that, James Robert Clark, because Hatman apparently got you really, really excited. And apparently, you know what? We'll just leave it at that. Say that you got really, really excited. I wanna keep this stream live and not risk Susan going after me. So,
be quite honest, you probably should have dumbed her down a little bit. But Eliana can't dumb anything down because she's a freaking genius.
Oh, he is angry now. Look at that cesium and look at that copium.
Wow. Such an inferiority complex.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Sent the wrong girl to try and seduce me. Clearly. Because I knew more or less the whole time that it was Eliana playing the part of another girl. I didn't call it out, honestly, because I liked it. I liked talking to.
Oh, you liked it, all right. Yes, you definitely liked it. Oh, those were. I bet those were such lovely words. I bet. Oh, James, I bet I would have done the same thing too if Hatman had sent me those words. I bet I would have. I'm not ashamed to admit it because, hey, what,
Eliana in the way that we used to talk to each other, and then some. And then some.
He's got that nervous laugh again. I think he's still upset that he felt such great attraction to Hatman, and now he can't admit that, well, Galena must have wanted to do some things that, probably reinforced all this. Oh, the mask cracks every once in a while, but the rage on it is immense. It is very immense. It's see, did I remember to give Marine? Oh yeah, she's moderator. Good. All right. Yeah, going back.
But those emails are emails between Eliana and me. That's what they are. And I did corner.
No, they're not emails between Eliana and you. They're emails between you and Hatman. And Hatman sorted through 6 weeks and thousands of emails of you just horn dogging yourself on Galena. And the fact that you think Galena was Eliana is only the fact that Galena was quiet and put up with 6 weeks of you sending obscene messages nonstop. Some, what was it, like 70 emails a day at one point? 70 emails. I can't even make 7 tweets in a day, James. What? um, there's something to be said for all those phone calls and all well the phone calls because it just reminds me of when I was young and I had my own high school crush and they weren't they were being too nice. They were being too nice to say, you know what, leave me the hell alone. That's it. That's all that they really had to say. You know what, leave me the hell alone.
Hmm.
And it would have probably saved me calling like 14 times a day back then. And it was just it's madness. It and that's why my heart goes out for James Robert Clark because I know from you know, it's like looking at yourself in a weird kind of mirror that goes back in time, and you can say to yourself, "Hey, maybe I could save him from making the same mistakes that I made." But who knows? I think it is 70 emails a day. Yeah. Oh, and here, let's give you a wrench too. Everybody gets a wrench in my channel except for JRC3.
Her, and I did negotiate with her, and I did promise to respect her and promise not to mention her anymore. But how can I not mention somebody that people keep harassing me about? And I will be going to Argentina. I won't be seeing Eliana. I've never said I was seeing Eliana. And why am I going to Argentina? I'm going to Argentina because I can go to Argentina, because I want to go to Argentina, and because I'm not wasting my goddamn money. And I'm not giving that fat hippopotamus Royce a free ticket to see my former friend. That's the truth. So I'm going to Argentina. And by the way, Mersh, tomato pie and pizza are very, very, very big staple street foods of Argentina. Very.
Is he right about that? Because it's something about what he just said just rings of bullshit.
You know, I'd imagine that you have many cuisines.
Yeah.
That's just how most countries are nowadays.
I mean, I've heard that they have really good steakhouses down there, and I would love to have gone into a steakhouse in Argentina. But I'm honest with myself, I'm never going to be able to save the money to go to Argentina, James. So, I just got to live with, the fact that there are at least decent steakhouses here in Pueblo. Or I could just go down to the Walmart and get a couple of decent steaks like we had the other night. Remember those?
Yeah, we could just, I
Yeah.
mean, you can always just make stuff at home. There's no reason to have to go trek down
Yeah.
some randos in Buenos Aires and get like maybe the same quality of tomato pie you get at home.
It's going to be expensive down there. I mean, food is
I
going to
mean,
be.
you over near the Atlantic seaboard, why not just go up to Connecticut, get a clam pie? Or if you're that into pizza, especially pizzas.
Yeah. Uh, well, Philadelphia has some pretty good pizza restaurants, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
mean, hey,
mean,
maybe if we could find a local pizzeria in Philadelphia that might be willing to sponsor this channel, say, maybe we, maybe you know me, I'm always thinking like a Ferengi. I've always got my lobes tingling. You know that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just most places when they're considering putting down how much cost per meal they're considering is the advertisement
Yeah,
provider in the area.
it
Like
it, be-
that's the primary concern.
it becomes kind of like the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where Larry David brags about a sandwich, but then he turns around and he doesn't like it, so he switches with Ted Danson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
something like
I
that.
guess we should probably get a sandwich also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We'll give. Yeah, we'll say James Robert Clark. You can have your choice of you could be. We'll have the James Robert Clark hero hoagie sandwich or the James Robert Clark tomato pie.
Oh wow. We give him 2 name dishes. What where who would sign that contract?
He's about to become one of Philadelphia's well-known celebrities anyway. And hey,
Okay.
Philadelphia was home to Rocky. Remember? Maybe I should have gotten some Rocky music, but it would have copyright strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, James.
Um,
James, there's so much I want to do to you, but copyright just makes it so damn difficult. I'm going to continue.
Big. And you might think about this. There is a very high amount of Italians in Argentina. A lot of people are part Italian in Argentina. Okay? In fact, that young lady, Angela Poca, the doctor of anthropology, her last name, Poca, while she is from Naples, the people, her name is most prevalent not in Italy, but in Argentina. So Poca is actually more common of a last name, an Italian last name, in Argentina than it is in where do you call it? In Italy. So it's kind of like the Irish and the Germans in the United States. There's more Germans and more Irish in the United States than there are in Germany or Ireland. It's just the facts. Again, the facts are the facts. But if you release these emails, all you're doing is releasing the raunchy way that me and Eliana were talking to each other. And,
You mean the raunchy way you were talking to Galena, I think, James. And look at that face. He kind of realizes, yeah, I've said some stuff in my emails that maybe I don't want to get revealed. Oh, I'm going to continue.
after what Eliana told me, how disrespectful she was to me, and I still reached out to her with love and kindness and respect because I care about the girl that I thought I knew, even though she told me that it was all fake. And I don't believe that. I believe she cared about me. I really do. But I am fed the hell up with this crap. Fed the hell up with it. All of this is her fault. All of it. She should have never involved these lunatics. All she would have had to do the whole time to get me to leave her alone is exactly what she just did a day or two ago by just telling me, leave me alone. She never did.
Yeah, I think, he just reiterated my point when I was 14 years old and I had to learn basically the same lesson that James did, that I was being too pushy and I was being too, grabby, and I wanted that relationship because I wanted to build a life and I wanted to be high school sweethearts. And I see a lot of myself from back when I was young in James Robert Clark III now. And it's scary. It's scary to see that in really anybody, but it's especially scary to see it in him. So I bet there are nudes in his emails. Yes. Oh yes. Plenty of nudes. Plenty of nudes.
Did that. Never did that. And beyond that, she could have explained to me she was safe because I was being led to believe by these trolls. Now, the trolls were involved before Eliana involved them in the Eliana situation, but they were involved just by trolling my videos and harassing me and calling me this and calling me that and whatever. That's not a big deal. The second you involve my friend that I loved and wanted to spend the rest of my life with and impregnate her and have a number of children with her and raise our children together, when you start involving somebody that I saw as a literal goddess, I get a little mad.
Yeah, I know the anger because at 14 I felt that same anger myself, and I developed a kind of weird split brain where half of my brain was saying, "Oh, you can still be in a relationship," and the other half is saying, "No, let it go, it's over." And it takes a long time to get over that because you're going to be having these kind of split brain thoughts for easily 6 months to a year. And I'm not sure if James understands his thinking, understands that, all of his creepy videos just make everything worse. And oh yeah, wait, I'm lost. Who impregnated Eliana? Oh, Daywave impregnated. Daywave did.
And that's what's been going on for years. And I don't think any less of Eliana as far as her intellectual capacity or things of that nature. But she is a very mean and nasty person. And I don't believe her that she never cared about me. I believe that she outgrew me, and I believe she does think I'm a loser now, and she does think I'm useless, and she does think I'm repulsive, and all this stuff. But I know for a fact she didn't in the past.
Well, she didn't in the past because you weren't making these videos nonstop. Had you been able to and actually break away from contacting her instead of using sock puppets accounts and all these videos, you could have gone back like 3 or 4 years later and said, "Oh, hey, Eliana, how are things going? Oh, hi, James Robert Clark. Things are actually going pretty well. How about you? Things are going well for myself also." You gotta get. You can't stand over a planted acorn and scream at it saying, "Why aren't you a tree yet?" So,
Hmm.
And that's what's sad. I wish Eliana, I wish you could remember how much we did care about each other. I know you say you didn't care about me, but you didn't make that stuff up. It's a shame that you outgrew me, but I can deal with that. People outgrow people. Okay? But you didn't have to be this nasty and this mean and include this many goddamn lunatics into the situation.
Hmm.
well, to be,
How many?
I don't know.
I'm counting pretty much
Let's
only one, at least in the context of this situation.
Well, Hatman for one, Royce Lopez, JJ Stoner, Frozen, Pessy, Adonis Paul, Virgie.
No, those are guys out in the gallery. I'm talking about people that are actively involved in the situation, or at least as actively involved as they can motivate themselves to be.
mm,
So I
uh,
can't imagine that this guy's actually going to go down to a place where he doesn't speak the language and
holds no currency. He is a foreign man, surrounded by the
well,
sound. Cattle
that's
in the
going to be okay.
marketplace, scatterlings in
He's
orphanages. He looks around and around. He sees angels in the architecture, spinning in infinity. He says amen and hallelujah. Now your part. You be the
no, but
How did you think this was going to turn out? How did you think it was going to turn out? I'm serious. You could have just talked to me. You could have shown me the respect that I showed you. Well, maybe not the respect I showed you because I showed you way too much respect. But you could have
uh,
shown me basic human respect like you used to. Do you remember when you were my friend? Do you even remember that? Like, were you in a car accident? Did you get a severe head injury? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You don't remember anything, it seems. And it's freaking ridiculous.
here's more of where he puts Eliana on a pedestal and then immediately knocks her down saying, "You're stupid as fuck for doing these things."
This is not good.
No, it is not good.
This is very bad.
James, well, first off, women don't like being put on pedestals anyway, and it's even worse, is they don't like being knocked down off those pedestals once they've been put up on those pedestals. They kind of look at that as like, what kind of bipolar thinking is this? So, when did James make this video? That's a good question. You know what? Uh, where was that? We're on video number 3, and that's after thank you. So, oh, he put this out 2 days ago. Galliana was Eliana, not Hatman. Yeah. Yeah, this is the 3rd video. He put this out 2 days ago on that. And he's just been going nonstop. He is going crazy with these videos since he realized that Hatman pulled a successful troll on him. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to it because we got a lot of these videos to go through.
It's ridiculous. And if Hatman releases his stupid emails, which are our private conversation between each other, and the stuff that we said to each other, which was, pretty raunchy stuff. But, it takes 2 to tango, as you know, because you used to tango. It takes 2 to tango. You can't tango by yourself. You need to press your body up against someone. And you were pressing your body up against mine through email, if you know what I'm talking about.
Hatman was, but it was not Eliana. Hatman was. Hatman was telling you what you wanted to hear. Hatman was telling your little head also what the little head wanted to hear. And that's why you're mad, James. You're mad because Hatman got you this excited. You're mad because Hatman got the little head excited also. Very excited.
So, you were the one that misled me into this relationship with this young, allegedly Russian girl. They should have dumbed the person down a bit because that was a dead giveaway. But you are just such a nasty, mean-spirited person. And all you had to do was explain to me, James, I'm okay, I'm safe, I can talk to you. But you didn't have to talk to me more than just to say, I can talk to you, I'm safe, don't worry about it. You got me to get a plane ticket to come down to see what somebody might be doing to you because I was so concerned about you. Okay? I am broke. I don't have money. It took some jostling around and some figuring out to find out how to leave from New York City to come down to see you, or not even to see you, to find out what the hell was going on. I didn't know if
You think he works at like a Wawa in Philadelphia? Hey, Sam? Sam, you still there?
There we go.
Okay. You think he works at a Wawa?
I wouldn't trust him with any sandwiches.
I wouldn't trust him with any gasoline either, so...
Gasoline sandwiches, maybe.
Anyone, if anyone from Wawa is watching, do not hire this man. Please, do not hire him.
you were kept prisoner in somebody's wine cellar or some crap. I just didn't know. And then I have these people telling me all sorts of crazy shit. They're going to kick my ass. They're going to make me eat their asshole. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. How would you interpret that when the person that was consistently your friend for years abruptly stops talking to you, and then they're telling you, if you go down to see her, we're going to kill you? Well, that tells me that, in my mind, that tells me that something bad is happening to my friend that I want to live with for the rest of my life, that I want to have children with, that I want to raise my children with, and that I want to be with. That's what that tells me. And the whole thing about the autism, I'm getting real tired of people saying I have autism. If I did have autism, I wouldn't fucking hide it. I don't care. But
No, James, I don't think you have autism. You have narcissistic sociopath. narcissistic sociopath disorder. That's the best way I could put it. Is that he believes that everything is about himself, everything is about pleasuring himself, and he is so intent on creating a James Robert Clark IV so that he can carry on some bizarre legacy.
What legacy?
I have no idea. And
I
if it,
don't get this. Like, uh, okay, if you're gonna maybe have kids, you you think that maybe you'd want to be a better example for them.
exactly, exactly.
Like maybe go, okay, I've made so many videos today. How about I fuck off, do another hobby?
Yeah,
And it's like just even if you're indigent, even if you're totally reliant on public assistance, it's like whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do to meet your needs.
exactly.
But you gotta find some balance in your life. You know, even if you don't have a work-life balance, finding balance for those hobbies. You know, going out, maybe finding something that's decent trade. I can't imagine that shooting selfies in portrait mode is going to really put anything on his CV.
Yeah, for real. And that I put up with portrait mode for these videos because this is like, we're glimpsing into madness here, but James Robert Clark, if you're watching this, landscape mode, please, so that we
No,
can.
I mean if he's doing a talking head, that's acceptable.
It
Like he's
is
not
to a certain
anything
degree, but
that requires a landscape. He's clearly doing a talking head segment, which would require the portrait. But I'm
well,
saying that there's minimal editing other than
yeah,
pressing the record button, and like there's no editing in real time. There's no nonlinear editing. No, there's nothing that says I'm here. I know that my content isn't that good, but I'm gonna put some effort in my craft. And it's like at that point, yeah, shoot a few videos for yourself. Just go do something else.
yeah. Now I don't have a lot going for this stream either, but I put some effort into this, and if anybody in the chat notices, hey, look at this. Go to cbdx.com and you can use any of the promo codes AP. Oh, well, let's wait for that to come up here again. So yeah, cbdx.com. Use the promo codes AP, ROTC, 44420, Virgie with two Y's at the end, and you'll get 20% off and a free gift. I like that. I love having access to a traffic sign generator. Is that's what kind of makes my stream a little bit, unique and special. Is that I can throw all these little things into it that James just is limited to his iPhone videos, his little selfie um, videos, but
Well, for some formats, that's preferred. I mean, not everything has to be edited in real
no.
time, but there's not like he's not doing any sort of educational presentation or anything like that.
No,
And
no, no, no. I beg to differ. Oh, this is definitely an educational presentation. This.
I mean, not intentionally though.
No, people will be watching James Robert Clark's videos years from now after we're all gone, and they'll still be trying to decode his videos and how deep his madness went. But I'm gonna continue.
Oh,
The
even
person
if
that
he
has all
doesn't procreate, there'll be another one.
Oh, no, no, no. Trust me. If there were somehow going to be a James Robert Clark IV, I guarantee you some time traveler from the distant future would come back to correct that timeline instantly to make sure that the history didn't have to endure this. So, I'm going to continue the video.
autism is Eliana, and I'm tired of it. You know, I've gone out of my way to be understanding and cooperative and loving and caring and understanding of her and everything else. Royce offering to buy my ticket is not him extending an olive branch. It's him being a fat pig that's too cheap to get a plane ticket at the real cost to go see a friend of mine that he seduced with his fatness.
Royce Lopez offered to buy you a ticket to give you a way out of this madness. He offered to buy you a ticket so that you had a way of saving face. And you turning him down and thinking that somehow Royce is now after your girl, that's furthest from the truth.
Besides, everybody knows it's Beard.
Yeah, it's JJ Stoner. That's why JJ Stoner's holding back on all the really good Eliana. So
And his stupid radio show, okay? And
oh, it's not. Does he broadcast on radio? I mean, you just call it daywave radio, but it's not actually going out on FM or AM, is it?
As far as I know, no.
No. I mean, that would be cool to actually have like a way to do like AM FM simulcast of what we're doing right now, but I don't know. It's just way too complicated. It's just too much, too much to think about at this time. But
not so much complicated as there's a lot of zoning considerations.
Yeah, and plus the FCC kind of gets on you if you transmit more than 50 feet. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are people using diagnostic and imaging equipment nearby, so setting up a ballad would probably not be the best idea.
Yeah. Just because it's called daywave radio does not mean it is actually on any kind of AM or FM or shortwave or any kind of amplitude modulation radio. So I'm going to continue here.
Thing is, Eliana, in the long run, this is all your fault. You know how you told me I brought this on myself? No, you brought this on yourself. You brought this on yourself. You're crazy. You're...
Oh, James. Again, who was it that was clicking on upload for 7 years for all of your videos? That was you, James. It wasn't Eliana. That was you. You brought that on yourself. You dug your own grave and saved.
Absolutely ridiculous. You could have the whole time just said, James, let's talk about this. What do you do instead? You pretend to be a 21-year-old Russian girl to seduce me. That's what you do. You pretend to be a 21-year-old Russian girl. You tell me you're going to come see me on my goddamn birthday. You're pretending that, all this stuff. I'm buying stuff to prepare my apartment.
Hey, I wonder, when is James Robert Clark III's birthday? I think Hatman. Well, let's leave that a secret for now. Let's just say that it falls somewhere in the calendar year.
For this Russian girl. Now about 75% of me was pretty sure it was you. But I was hoping, maybe this is a new girl. Maybe it's not Eliana. Maybe I'm over Eliana. Maybe I can move on with this chick. Okay? But I was about 75% sure it was you. And I didn't call it out because I really liked talking to you. It made me feel good. And I was, the whole time, there was not a day that went by that I was like, this has got to be Eliana. And I loved waking you up every morning with an I love you. I really did. I really did. And it's sad. It's sad that that was all fake. Okay? But it wasn't fake in a way. If I was with you, I would have woken you up every day with an I love you. I would have been there for you. Just like when I talked to Galena back to health when she got overheated, which was fake. I would always have been there for you. I was always there for you for what, 4 years almost now. And that's the whole thing. This alleged nonsense about 6 years of videos with no response. I was friends with Eliana for 3 goddamned years. Almost 4, I think. But the thing is, I've developed a health condition from this trolling, the tachycardia. I developed that from the high levels of stress that I've been under. Okay. And when I was in the hospital, I should have given up on you when I was in the hospital, and you didn't. You refused to get a hold of me when I told you I was in the hospital with a heart condition. But then 2 months later, you're telling me I'm single. You're like, oh, I'm single and I don't have a child. 2 months prior to that, I was in the goddamn hospital with a heart condition that nobody knows what's causing it. You know what caused my heart condition? You. You caused my goddamn heart condition. And you have been treating me like garbage for at least 3 years or so now. And the way you flirt with this human trash, whether it's Royce or Juan Ramon, it doesn't really matter, does it? They're all fat, stupid. Well, Juan Ramon's not fat, but he is dumb as a doornail. My point is, you have never given me the respect I deserve, and you even acknowledged that. You've even acknowledged that you should give me more respect, and I have proof of that when you said that you should respect and love me because I'm the one that's there for you, and you know what? I am the one that's there for you, but not anymore because you did this. You're the one that did this, not me. Release the emails, and I'll release the other emails. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, wow. He mad. He is very,
Yeah.
very mad. And how long is this one? Okay, this one's going to be short. This one's 4 minutes and 50 seconds, but it looks like he just got out of the shower. He's got this weird Shemp from the Three Stooges look to him. Have you noticed? Has anybody noticed? Yeah, he looks like Shemp from the Three Stooges. And what comes to mind is the one episode where they have to get Shemp married by like 5 p.m. so that he can get his uncle's inheritance. And they've got like 17 nickels and they're going to the phone booth. And this one woman comes up and Larry's like, "Oh, would you marry my friend? What's he look like?" Kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, he's big mad. Okay, so let's go in.
Eliana, I'm making this video just so you understand something. I did schedule my flight to Buenos Aires. As the date that I will be arriving approaches, I'll try and communicate with you more openly, maybe without mentioning you, but I do want you to know when I'll be down and where I will be. I do want to respect your personal space. Now, what I want you to understand, I want you to look at my...
Was that your phone or was that mine?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh, no. Okay. Because you hear so much crazy shit in the background of James Robert Clark's videos that, after a while you're thinking, was that him or was that me? So it's like there was one episode of The Sopranos where Ralphie Cifaretto was like about 10 seconds away from getting whacked, and the ringtone on his phone was identical to the ringtone that I had on my phone at the time. And it was like that ringtone was like the phone call that was like, basically spared his life for that moment. But
community tab. I want you to remember that we were friends, or at least you led me to believe we were friends, and I really thought we were friends. In fact, you're the one that told me we were friends. I didn't tell you we were friends. Okay, you told me we were friends, and that meant a whole lot to me for somebody as beautiful and smart and, in my view, perfect as you told me that I was your friend. At the time, I didn't have anyone in my life. I had my cats, that's about it. And then you tell me, we're friends, and it made me feel so good to know that somebody as special as you considered me your friend. Okay? I never wanted to let that go. Okay, that's what the problem was. I never wanted to let that go. But you also weren't as clear with me as you could have been. And, I'm showing what happened. Everybody knows what happened at this point. There's no way anybody with half a brain believes any of the stuff that you've said or that Daywave said or that any of these people have said. I want you to know you got to be careful about Royce Lopez. You have to be careful about him. He's aiming to take advantage of you. Okay? He's aiming to take advantage of your condition. He's aiming to take advantage of you. The people on the ROTC programs have been openly sexually harassing you. openly sexually harassing you. The only reason they're getting away with it is because you don't understand social cues. You don't understand social skills. You don't understand conversation. They're openly and blatantly saying things that are sexually derogatory toward you, at you, saying things about you that are very, very inappropriate to be said in public. I'm not sure if it's you in my emails, but if it's not you talking to me via email, consider the fact that they would impersonate you and say the things that they're saying to anger me. If it is you in my emails, please continue to communicate with me. Please continue to negotiate with me. I can't let up until they let up. And I know you're saying, oh, well, these are just trolls that I have no control over. It was your mistake to involve them in our lives. You know what I mean, honey? You're the one that involved them in our lives. You're the one that told them the untruths that you told them.
It was Eliana's mistake? Yeah, that Maureen just gave me a good pause point right here. It was Eliana's mistake, James? I'm sorry. You got that wrong. It was your mistake making 7 years worth of videos and driving Eliana to seek whatever help she could from whomever she could to get away from your stupid ass. You think it was Eliana's fault, James? Sam? Think it was Eliana's fault?
Nope.
No, I don't think so either. Oh, he is spiraling hard.
You're the one that helped pretend that I was banned from your country when I wasn't.
No, you are banned, James. Like I've said, you can be easily banned from a country. It's called persona non grata, and if Eliana had to go to a lawyer to get this declared for you so that you could not enter Argentina by any means, she had to do that, and it is perfectly legal for her to do that.
You're the one that fostered this false narrative. You're the reason that when somebody Googles my name, they get, hi, I'm your local stalker.
Hey, he said it, not me. Hey, JJ, you might want to use that clip for just, hi, I'm your local stalker.
Okay? You're the reason for that. I've never stalked you. I never will stalk you. When I do come down, I do look forward to, coming down. I will do whatever the hell I'm doing when I get down there. That's about it. But you need to understand, this has been your fault. If you look at the community tab, you will see the friendship that we had. You will understand that we did have a friendship. I'm not even asking for the friendship back. All I'm asking is that you correct the untruths that you have told the public. Because these untruths have led to, well, when you Google my name, people thinking I'm a stalker. Okay? Thinking I'm a sex offender when I'm not. Thinking I'm doing...
No, wait a minute. Oh, no. They proved you are on a sex offender registry on Daywave Radio. They have you on that. And this whole, I'm going to clean up my record, and, oh, it was my brother's fingerprints. No. That's bullshit, James. That is total bullshit. Once you're on a registry, especially if you're getting caught for doing what you got caught doing, you're on that registry for the rest of your life. So,
all these crazy things that I'm not doing. Okay? So this is your fault. You involved these people in our lives. You didn't have to. Mr. Lopez is aiming to take advantage of you because you have autism. And you know that. Or at least, well, you probably don't know that because you have autism. But I'm telling you flat out, the dude has very bad intentions if he gets you alone. Okay?
More like he's projecting his own bad intentions when he gets Eliana alone. He's made Royce Lopez the recipient of his own dark side of thinking. So he disguises it as Royce Lopez because really he wants Royce Lopez out of the way. He doesn't want the competition.
Now, if you remember, I was never trying to get you alone. What did
Oh, 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 oh. I think that that's a pretty big X to doubt. X to doubt. JRC3 wasn't trying to get her alone. Yeah.
I always say? Bring your parents, bring your brother, bring whoever. Okay? I was never trying to get you alone to take advantage of you. I always considered you my friend, and I always considered what we had to be special. As a friendship, if it was more, it would be more. But it didn't have to be more. That's all for this video. So, what?
Okay, so that was actually a relatively quick video. And this one, oh, you should fear ROTC, not me. Well, I think maybe he means you should fear me, not ROTC, because he's obviously projecting his own anger into ROTC now.
So, what I want to tell you, honey, is you know that I was your friend for a very considerable amount of time.
We're on video 5.
Okay, and that you know my character, you know the way I am. You know that I took care of my ex-girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend will vouch for me that I took good care of her.
She was never your ex-girlfriend. She was never your ex-friend. She was never your friend, James. We've told you this for 7 years.
While she was ill, okay? And you know who I am as a person. If you really think about it, you know who I am as a person. Now, what I want you to understand is, if you're afraid of me, it's because of the lies that were told to you by people like Mr. Lopez. I will be getting those things exonerated. I'm going to be getting those things what's called expunged. Okay, they don't exist. They didn't happen, or at least when they did happen, it wasn't me that did those things. So what you were told were a bunch of untruths by a horny idiot that thinks that he can get with you. I don't think he can get with you because I know that you have more brains than that. Okay?
Oh, here we go again. Putting her on the pedestal and getting ready to knock her down.
But the thing that you need to understand is that they purposely misled you and purposely tried to scare you. I saw the first show. I couldn't watch a lot of that in real time at first because it was just too upsetting. But they lied to you. They told you that I said that you were after my money.
Check it out, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the split second Ralph's heart breaks in half.
I don't have any money. We both know that. Well, I have money, but not very much money. I don't have enough money to be handing it out, liberally handing out money, because I just don't have money like that anymore. But the fact of the matter is, they lied to you and said that I said you were after my money. You weren't after my money. They lied to you and said that I said you were trying to get a green card. I never said you were trying to get a green card by being with me. In fact, if you remember, what was the plan? The plan was that I came down to Buenos Aires to be with you, right? Wasn't that the plan? You remember the plan. I'm tired of the United States. I don't want to live in the United States anymore. My plan was to come down to Argentina and be with you. That was our plan, right? Remember our plan? Our plan.
He really wants to get out of the United States. Did you notice that he does not want to live in the United States anymore? You know, James, I spent a week in Amsterdam, November for Thanksgiving of 2007. I actually got to spend a Friendsgiving at Xaviera Hollander's bed and breakfast in Amsterdam with none other than Harry S. Robbins, the voice of Dr. Isaac Kleiner from Half-Life, Reverend Ivan Stang from the Church of the Subgenius. Okay, so we're talking big names here, And I put them all together for the very first Friendsgiving in 2007. Yes, I was the one who invented Friendsgiving. So,
Not their plan. Their plan is for Royce to get down there and brag about his turtleneck. Okay? Now, you can be afraid of me if you want, but I can guarantee you that you being afraid of me is the most incorrect assumption that you could possibly make of a person. Okay? You know who I am, you know my character, and you know how much I've cared about you over the years. And continue to care about you despite my better judgment. I continue to care about you despite the way you've treated me. I continue to care about you despite the fact that you've told me to kill myself 3 times. I still care about you, and I'm still trying to treat you as fairly as I possibly can. Okay? I'm not trying to defame you in any way, or make you look bad in any way, or make you feel bad in any way. I'm trying to let you understand that I care about you. I've gotten angry and frustrated. Well, not even angry. I've gotten very frustrated with the situation because it's like you can't hear what I'm saying. It's like for whatever reason, everything I say, you just don't hear it. It just is not computing in your head. Now, I know that you do have issues with these things, and I know that if you're in a bad mood, it might be hard for you to understand what I'm saying, and you might see me right now as the source of everything bad in your life, but I promise you that's not the case.
you might see me as the source of everything bad in your life, and you would be right, because you are the source of everything bad in Eliana's life right now. For 7 friggin' years, James, you have not let this go. Imagine, Sam, going back to my own story of when I was 14 years old and I had a crush on a high school cheerleader, and she was too polite at the time to say, you know what, just leave me the hell alone. And I'm off here making 14 phone calls a day to this girl's house and bugging the shit out of her. And if that had continued on for 7 years to the point where we're both 21 years old, they would be talking about that on like CBS 48 Hours Investigates.
Yeah.
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 So,
Never really got that anyway.
yeah, I
Don't
mean,
really matter how you feel about a person, you should be able to at least respect their time. You only get
exactly.
so much.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay? I want it to be the source of good in your life. Okay? And I think you know that. If you really sit down and think about the way that I am and the way that these perverts are, you will see that I want it to be the source of good in your life.
Yeah, I can hear a lot of myself back then in James right now, and I think that every man who is so overeager for being in a relationship, they want to be the source of good in the life. They want to be the provider. They want to be Walter White from Breaking Bad. They want to be the one that's out there, cooking the blue sky, and making money for his kids so his kid can eat the cereal. So,
Yeah, that's kind of a human concern.
yeah, I mean, everybody wants to be the provider, and I can get where James is coming from on that. So,
Okay? I want it to be the guy that you came to with your problems. I want it to
I want to be the guy. I want to be the cat. Now you got me thinking of that video of like super asshole Mario. uh,
be the guy that held you up. I want it to be the guy to hold you. I want it to be the guy to keep you safe. I wanted to be the guy that came down to Argentina. Okay? And I'm still going to be the guy that came down to Argentina. I just won't be seeing you. But what I want you to know is there's no reason, no logical reason for you to be afraid of me.
no logical reason for Eliana to be afraid of you. Oh, let's see. After all of these videos you put out, I think she has plenty of logical reason to be afraid of you. You come across like Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. Travis Bickle was so eager to be in a relationship that had he been around this time, in the age of Instagram and the age of Twitter, that Travis Bickle would be James Robert Clark III. He is forever pursuing Betsy at the campaign office. He is forever pursuing Iris, the streetwalker, and he's got this idea in his head that if he does something spectacular, if he does something amazing, that he's going to win their love, and that the movie Taxi Driver, I am of the opinion that Travis Bickle actually dies in that movie in the shootout, and the whole scenes of uh, Iris's parents writing a letter to him. That's his interpretation of what heaven is. His interpretation of heaven is he's back in New York City driving his cab, and oh, look, Betsy saw that article about him being the hero. So he gets to drive Betsy in the taxi around. So that's James Robert Clark's thinking is he is Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver.
Might have a lot of emotions that you're working through that they've worked up. When I saw you on that first show that you appeared on, you looked like you were in the middle of a frickin' meltdown. And I can only imagine the situation that you've been in since. I fear that you are having a meltdown or that you are emotionally distraught, and that's why you haven't appeared on any shows, is because you're too wacky and you can't hold back the symptoms. And, I'm not being judgmental of you because I don't think that it's fair to be judgmental of somebody. I mean, look, I'll be honest. This has caused me to become symptomatic with my PTSD, with the harassment and stuff like that. It's caused me to become symptomatic. Now, I've been able to push that down and understand, these people are not a real threat to me, etc. But they're trying to make you afraid of me. Look at the people that they are. Look at
They're not trying to make Eliana afraid of you. You've already done enough of a job making Eliana afraid of you. No one's had to try to make Eliana afraid of you except for you, and you've done enough of a job for this for 7 years, buddy.
what they're doing. Look at how they're threatening people, how they're hacking people's everything, how they're doing whatever they want to people, the way they talk about people, the way they talk about you. It's not me that you need to be afraid of or wary of. It's them. I'm just telling you the way it is, okay? And you can believe that or you can disbelieve that. But the truth is that you know who I am if you really care to think. If you care to think with your rational mind, you know who I am. You know what I've meant to you. You know what I'm willing to do for you. Somebody actually asked me, they go, what are you going to do if you couldn't find her? Like when I was worried about what might be going on with you because of these trolls. Are you going to search all of Argentina to find her?
No, if he goes down to Argentina, he's just going to find some random young girl and harass her, and uh that's more of the worry that he's not really going to go after Eliana so much because Eliana is going to be able to call the police and have the police at her place in like 90 seconds. So if he does go to Argentina, which he's never going to go to Argentina, but if for some unknown miracle he did go to Argentina, he would try to find some random local woman to harass.
If I had to, when I was concerned about you and you weren't communicating with me and I thought that people were doing bad things to you, if I had to search all of Argentina to help you, I would have searched all of Argentina to help you. I care about you.
He thinks he's the song I Would Walk 500 Miles and then I Would Walk 500 More, just to be the man who walks 500 miles just to annoy the shit out of Eliana.
Really do. And you need to understand that I care about you. It's the truth. Now, I can't make you understand that I care about you. The only thing I can do is tell you and hope that it's received properly by you. I'm sorry that I get loud and angry and I'm a big, mean person sometimes. You know that. That's one of the reasons. You know that I get angry a lot. I remember you would tell me that I need to calm down and all this. You don't like that I get angry, and I respect that. And I try very hard to control my anger. For right now,
Perpetual apologies are usually a sign of an abuser. Just he wants to continue his abuse, and he just, oh, I'm sorry I have this. I'm sorry I got angry with you. I have this condition where I can't control my anger. Bullshit, James. Bullshit.
it's for my own health. But when I was friends with you, I would try to control my anger for you because I knew you didn't like when I got angry, and I will continue.
Oh, did he just paraphrase Bruce Ban or Bill Bixby from the 1970s Incredible Hulk? Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. He is wearing a green shirt, I just realized. So yeah, he's trying to pretend that he's the Hulk. So
To try and
He's
control
no
my
Hulk.
anger.
the Incredible Bulk. So
Yep.
And I will control, but it's very hard to control my anger when I have people constantly bothering me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, constantly, constantly, constantly.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you say, James? Challenge accepted.
And yeah, I'm not going to yell at you anymore. I think I made my points with the yelling. I just hope that the yelling got through to you instead of causing you to shut down. I don't want you to shut down with me. I want you to open up with me. I want you to be you. That's the beauty of you and me. You can be who you are with me and not worry about me judging you at all.
Not worry about me judging you. Okay, so let's take into the fact that he has constantly judged Eliana for going on Daywave and explaining all of the harassment from her point of view. So he's not judging? X to doubt on that one, James.
don't I will not judge you. I know you don't believe me, but it's the truth. You can be whoever you really are. All nerded out, geeked out, whatever. I will never judge you. And I think you know that. You can be as dorky as you want with me, and the only thing I'm gonna do is, you know, care about you. That's it. You can be the biggest geek in the world. I'm still gonna care about you. And I know you're a big geek. You're the only girl I know that puts the pink in math instead of other stuff, according to Larry Flint. But you put the pink in math. Remember that post? Anyway, I love you, little dork.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay, so we're up to video number 6. Ultimately, I need to come to terms with the reality of what, James? Ultimately, I need to the reality that this was from yesterday, that Gay Wave fully lost and will always lose. Oh, this is another going after Gay Wave video. Okay, well, let's hear what James has to say about this. Oh, he's incredibly bulking himself out now. He's got the green T-shirt going.
So, I mean, like, I was looking at everything the wrong way, hun. Now, I gotta do
Hun, hun. Okay.
the opposite of what they say, but I gotta do it the way that's appropriate. I won. They lost, I won. I know that. Really, all I have to do is reassure you that you have a friend that loves you no matter what. And you do. I love you no matter what. You want me to kill myself? You tell me to kill myself 3 times? Rolls off me. I love you still. Okay? You tell people lies about me? I still love you. You do whatever you can to me. I still love you because I know who you are on the inside. And you are that same girl. Okay? You need somebody like that in your life. Okay? Whether I ever meet you or not, you need a friend like me in your life. Just like
Oh God, no, she does not, James. She does not.
why?
She does not
What
need.
justifies that statement?
Does he realize what he's saying? You need a friend like me in your life. No. Any friend that's like James Robert Clark is hopefully in jail by now. So,
I needed a friend like you in my life when you were in my life. Okay? So I have to recognize that they lost, I won. And everything they tried to do to agitate me, why am I letting them agitate me? I know who they are now. I know who these people are now. They're worthless dorks. They're nothing but a bunch of fat nerds. Okay? I'm not going to let them stand in the way between you and me and our friendship. Whether we meet or not ever, that doesn't mean we can't be friends. Okay? And you need a friend like me in your life that doesn't let anything get to him. I am sorry I got so agitated, but you have to understand when you're getting harassed like that, it does take a toll on you. Okay? I think that you reacted the way you did because you were told a bunch of freaking lies. Honestly. And honestly, I don't blame you for reacting the way you did over the years, but you have to believe me. Well, you don't have to believe me, but I think that you would be foolish not to believe me.
nobody believes you anymore, James. You live in your delusions for 7 years. You've lived in this magical castle that you consider Eliana to be trapped in the tower, in the great tower of Daywave, and that you're going to be the knight that rescues her, and Eliana's going to let her hair down, and you're going to climb her hair, and you're going to come rescue her.
When I'm telling you that people were harassing me for years, which was causing me to lash out in much the same way as I've been lashing out from the harassment now. The fact of the matter is, I am your friend. I was your friend. I will be your friend if you want me to be your friend.
Again, I will be your friend if you allow me to be. James, how have you not gotten this message for 7 years that she does not want to be with you? And he's talking about, the old Eliana would not have done this. Well, you know what, James? People change, especially after, you know, the nicest dog in the world. You tease it and you torment it enough, it will start to bite at you. It will start to bark and growl at you.
And it doesn't matter what you do to me. As I told Royce in one of the comments on the Gay Wave comment section, you could kick me in the face wearing high heels and I'd just laugh it off. Because I love you and I know you're who you are on the inside. And it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't break me. I'm unbreakable, as I've said in a previous video at a much higher volume. But honestly, I think you need somebody like me in your life to give you a hug, even if it is a metaphorical hug from a hemisphere away. You need somebody like me that can withstand, rough stuff, the rough.
Rough stuff? Oh, I did not. I got a chill when he said that. Did you just get a chill when you heard him say rough stuff?
No, look at the what is my picture on here?
Yeah, that's rough stuff.
You think I care about rough stuff? That shit's fun to me. Go ahead, break your hand on my face. I don't care.
Hey, you know what? You and Rick Pitino have one thing in common. Get it?
Yeah.
First side of you.
Rick Pitino, he lasted 15 seconds also, but doing something else. Doing something else, we'll just put it.
And I can. I can withstand anything. They're not going to dissuade me from being your friend. You might dissuade me from being your friend, but even that, I can let it roll off my back. I don't want you to be afraid of me. I really don't. That's why I'm making these videos. It's going to be all Eliana all the time. They want to tell me not to make Eliana videos. I will do the opposite, just like I told my followers. Attack the attacker. But I don't have to attack with aggression or anything like that. That's the mistake. I have to remember that when I get loud and when I get angry and boisterous and act like an Italian, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I know you're part Italian. But when I
Interesting. Um,
Hey, paisano, como se te?
I act like that. I am too. I am too, and that's proof. You're part Italian, I'm part Italian. That's proof that nobody's perfect. Just saying.
Yep, there goes this disaster siren again. And it sound, you know, they must be doing this like every week in his town or whatever, wherever he lives. Because
It's a federal requirement.
I thought it was like once a month at the most.
No, it's supposed to be all signals that require uh, some kind of over-the-air transmission get tested once a week.
That reminds me, there was a tiny little town in Kentucky, and the EMS, the sirens that they had that would just alert the whole town. You could call into a phone number to activate the sirens, and it would give you like 30 seconds, and you would record like a message or something like that, and then it would play back the pre-recorded message. So it's, literally, the sheriff could phone it in from his house if he had to, like in the middle of the night for a tornado, which Bowling Green, Kentucky got hit immensely hard last night by a tornado. So prayers out to Bowling Green, Kentucky. How close was that to Madisonville? Those tornadoes.
Those Bowling Green would have been like an hour and a half away.
They would have probably seen a lot of the heavy rain at least in Madisonville.
Yeah.
So.
But I have to recognize the fact that, I can't get loud and I can't get boisterous and I can't get obnoxious and I can't get critical because that shuts you down. And I don't want you to shut down. I want you to open up. I want you to be as open as possible with me. I really do care a great deal about you. You really meant everything to me for 7 years, and that's not an exaggeration. You were everything to me for 7 years.
7 years.
I know it might not seem that way, and it might be hard to understand, but it's the truth. And I want you to take everything into consideration. If you want to be my fiance, you don't have to pretend to be a 21-year-old Russian girl. We can just do that.
I think the disaster sirens are going off because it's basically the town alerted to James Robert Clark is posting another video.
Seems like it.
It seems like it.
Don't, that's cool too. But know that they lost, I won, and I'm not going to let them get to me. I will reach out to you with love and compassion and caring and kindness and everything I used to reach out to you with. Because that's what you deserve, and you deserve to know that there's somebody that can withstand the hardest times possible. And I can. And I am your friend. Whether you want me to be your friend or not, I'm your friend. That's the bottom line. I can't stop caring about you. So I might as well tell you the truth. You're my buddy. You might not want to be my buddy, but as far as I'm concerned, you are. Okay? And, they tell me not to make videos, I'll make more videos. It's all Eliana all the time, except for the nutrition videos and other videos that are the other things that I cover.
Oh, and that's right. We have a Temple of the Vampire video that he puts out later, in this stream of madness. So
finally,
well, we'll get to it.
So
go on.
Take it for what it's worth. I won't let them make me angry anymore. I won't let them make me get to the point where I'm causing you to shut down. I want you to open up to me. I want you to be my friend. And you might not be, and I recognize that. You might continue to choose to do this nonsense, but look, they didn't win, and I won't let them win. Not when it comes to our friendship. We had a real friendship, and it meant everything to me when we had it. It meant everything to me for many years, actually. And I'm not going to let that just die. It's not going to happen. I'm obviously not coming down to see you. I'll be coming down, but I will respect you in the sense that I will respect your personal space. I will respect, all that. And that you deserve that. You deserve to feel safe. And part of you feeling safe is me taking it down a notch, centering myself, and talking to you in a calm, respectful way. And I'm sorry.
Define taking it down a notch, James. please define this for us, because
Yeah,
from
he's got full throttle. There are no many gears that he can shift up to. He's like, I'm gonna take it down. It's like, when?
yeah, you're gonna go from 9,000 miles an hour to 7,000 miles an hour. Well, okay, we'd appreciate
Gonna
it.
go posting a video on the hour every hour to maybe I'll skip one of those hours.
Oh God.
Maybe that's his idea of throttling down.
Yeah, I was like, I looked on his videos page and I saw all the new videos that he posted during the overnight, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta add all these to the playlist. Jeez Christ, James.
I've lost it a
I
couple
think we,
times,
we,
but
we
it's
have to limit it to reverse Bechdel tests.
Yeah.
Really have to at this point.
Yeah, I think we do too. Yeah.
I have to remember that sometimes you might behave in bad ways because you get angry and you get frustrated, just like I get angry and I get frustrated. But the difference is I can handle somebody being angry at me. You can't to the degree that I can. And that's okay. That's where I have to step in, and I have to understand that I have to center myself. I have to be calm. I have to be collected, and I have to do that for you. And, if that's what it means to be your buddy, that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to reevaluate the situation and act appropriately, and, basically adjust my reactions to other people's behavior for your benefit. And I'm sorry I haven't done this in the past as best I could. I have adjusted myself to react to your, when you would have freakouts or whatever. I adjusted, I don't let that get to me. But I have to adjust my reaction to other people's obnoxiousness, I guess. But just know I care about you, and I am here for you, and I will always be here for you. Okay? Best wishes, sweetie pie.
Oh God. So that was video number 6, and now we're up to number 7. Here we go. Yes, you called it. My review of the Tiamat Temple of the Vampire. So I'm gonna let this kind of go for a little while, but Sam, if you want me to pause it, just kind of give a signal, like like a grunt to disapprove or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
So I wanted to do a review of the Temple of the Vampire, and I think I may have actually done one of these reviews many, 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 many years ago when I first started my channel, but I can't find the video. Sometimes I lose videos here and there. And what I want people to know is I am a, quote, lifetime member of the Temple of the Vampire. I joined the Temple of the Vampire when I purchased the Vampire's Bible, or the Vampire.
Okay, you know what? This is going to be like the movie Overlords of the UFO, where the host just says those 4 words over and over and over again. So, how many times will he say Temple of the Vampire in this video? I'm going to actually back this up so that we can keep a count, and we'll try to keep count in the chat, but Temple of the Vampire drinking game. Here we go.
So I wanted to do a review of the Temple of the Vampire, and I think I may have actually done one of these reviews many, 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 many years ago when I first started my channel, but I can't find the video. Sometimes I lose videos here and there. And what I want people to know is I am a, quote, lifetime member of the Temple of the Vampire. I joined the Temple of the Vampire when I purchased the Vampire's Bible, or the Vampire Bible, or whatever the heck it's called. And there are 2 sides of vampirism, the religion of vampirism. And one side is the day side of vampirism, which is essentially straightforward transhumanism and biohacking. Okay, that's the first side. People that don't know what that is, I'll leave a link to what transhumanism and biohacking are in the description. Then there's the night side of vampirism, which is based on feeding on the life force of others and a lot of things of that, a lot of that stuff. And the laws of magic and, things of that nature. Now, I don't want to get too into what is covered in the Vampire Bible or the bloodlines, the compilations of bloodlines or life force which are the two magazines of the Temple of the Vampire. But essentially, the beliefs of the Temple of the Vampire is that there are certain people that are special, and these are vampires. These are followers of Tiamat. Tiamat is the great dragon of Assyrian, Babylonian, Assyrian, Babylonian, and Sumerian mythology. But Tiamat is something more to the vampire, more similar to something like Kundalini. Now, to me, I see a lot of great similarities between Satanism and vampirism. And it's odd because in the Satanic Bible, Anton LaVey is very consistent in stating what a psychic vampire is and why a psychic vampire is bad. And I will do a whole video on psychic vampirism.
You are a psychic vampire, James Robert Clark III.
Not this kind of psychic vampirism, but the kind covered by Anton LaVey in the Satanic Bible. So essentially, psychic vampirism, which is what's promoted by the Temple of the Vampire, is different than sanguinarianism. Now, when I was a teenager and a young adult, in American National Socialist circles, there are actually there's a lot of the vampire aesthetic, a lot of the goth aesthetic, and there are a considerable amount of sanguinarians. You might not know that unless you get romantically involved with them, as I have in the past. Now, what's a sanguinarian? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a person.
Did he just say that he was romantically involved with a Nazi vampire?
Romantically. I think you have the answer to your question right there. I mean, he said it did actually happen.
No. No, don't retract messages here, low key. I mean, Our Lady Justice, feel free to speak your mind, unless it'll get us all sued. So
that drinks human blood, well, any blood really, but in the case of vampiric sanguinarians, they're people that they either believe or do have a real medical need to consume fresh blood. This is not unheard of, but it's outmoded because there are medications, obviously, and supplements that can help.
is he true? Is he right about this, or is this bullshit?
I'm not that sure. I mean, there have been people trying to tell that stuff, but I don't think it actually works.
I mean,
there isn't really anything to indicate that works.
That sounds like some Dr. John Harvey Kellogg bullshit, but on like a different level.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
To replace.
As people learn more about health and medical science, all this stuff just retreats further into what are people ignorant about, and a lot of people are ignorant about hematology, so that's just where it goes.
Yeah.
What's lost, or not what's lost, but what's needed in the blood. Now, I've been in a relationship in my my late teens, with a young lady that was a National Socialist, that was a sanguinarian.
If you're out there and you can confirm James's story, please join us on Discord or hit me up on Twitter at @GovRocknar. But we have to confirm or deny this.
Which was actually how I first heard of the Temple of the Vampire.
Oh, that's 7. Yeah, we are up to 7 now. Temple of the Vampire.
I was not a member of the Temple of the Vampire. She was a member of the Temple of the Vampire. Now, the Temple of the Vampire has a strict no sanguinarian policy nowadays. But back in the 80s, when it was formed, and the 90s, and the 90s when I met the young lady, no, there was no hard and fast rules because they wanted to promote this vampiric aesthetic. Okay, this idea of vampirism. Now, the concept of vampirism is the promotion of the fact that you are a predator and you are above and to put it in terms of the alt-right, of a sheeple.
Hey Sam, did they ever do a Sesame Street where the Count like drinks somebody's blood and kills them?
No.
No. Yeah, there you go, James. There you go.
You're above the sheeple because you are a wolf. You're the predator. It's similar to Satanism in many ways in that respect, but it's different in the sense that it has this whole para-mythological concept of the Anunnaki and how vampires are actually descendants of the Anunnaki living amongst humans. And it's very interesting and I think very unique. And very powerful. I do believe it's a very powerful religion for people that are seeking this type of outlook. I don't think it's legit, honestly. Like I've practiced vampiric ritual. I've spoken with vampires. That's what vampires with a capital V. And I think that it's very interesting, very powerful. Do not be confused. It is not a white supremacist type of thing. However, like the Church of Satan, a lot of white supremacists are drawn to this power outlook, this idea of power and of being the predator and the wolf.
Power and being the predator and the wolf. I think he's getting Satanism confused because Satanism really isn't more about, it's just serving yourself more than serving others. So,
Remember, the wolf aesthetic, similar to the werewolf order. The wolf aesthetic is very powerful in European culture, whether it's Slavic or Germanic. The wolf aesthetic is a very potent archetype amongst National Socialism. So that is prevalent in these types of belief systems and coincides with National Socialism, and many National Socialists are drawn to this type of aesthetic. Now, most people that are goth, well, I don't even think goth is a thing anymore. I think it's been replaced by this emo crap with this like hardcore Mickey Mouse crap. And no, I'm not actually joking. It's hardcore Mickey Mouse crap with like...
Oh, is he talking about Scooby 331?
No, I don't think so.
Because you can't get any more hardcore Mickey Mouse crap than Scooby 331, I think.
Yeah.
What's that game my ex's son plays? It's like Final Fantasy.
Wait, his ex's son? Oh God, he has a kid. He actually does have a kid.
What? No.
Or either he has a kid or he's talking about a stepson or something like that, which I would be more inclined to think that he's talking about a stepson.
Yeah.
I gotta back this shit up for about 10 seconds here so that we can hear that again, because that was really kind of... There we go.
And coincides with National Socialism, and many National Socialists are drawn to this type of aesthetic. Now, most people that are goth, well, I don't even think goth is a thing anymore. I think it's been replaced by this emo crap with this like hardcore Mickey Mouse crap. And no, I'm not actually joking. It's hardcore Mickey Mouse crap with like, what's that game my ex's son plays? It's like Final Fantasy. But why am I asking the camera?
Kingdom Hearts. He's talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Maybe.
That's got to be what he's talking about.
A lot of games, man.
Yeah, but I'm what it has to be coming to mind is Kingdom Hearts, because that's the one game where you got like all these anime characters and all these Disney characters, and they're all it's the yeah. He's got to be talking about Kingdom Hearts. So
Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom.
Wow.
Well, we called it. Oh, God.
Hearts, that's it. People are like all hardcore jazzed up on Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts now. So they're like goth, like hardcore goth, like goth when I was a kid. Went from like biker type stuff to like this sissy, I'm wearing crushed velvet, I look like I'm a Victorian, hello, to
He does that really well.
Why does he think that goths and greasers are the same thing?
Do you suppose when James Robert Clark III dies, he's going to become like Marcus Queensberry in Mike Tyson Mysteries?
Oh, please no.
Oh, God.
No. Anything but that.
emo, which is even fruitier than goth, to I don't even know what the heck's going on now. All I know is Hot Topic went from a consumerist wannabe punk rock store to a consumerist wannabe Disney store. So I don't know what's going on. All I know is I've never gravitated towards that aesthetic. I've never gravitated towards the the all black clothing type of aesthetic or the men wearing makeup kind of. I never did that, so I don't dig that. That's not my thing. I do sometimes like the young ladies that dress like that, but I'm not one. I don't partake of that. It's just not my thing. But yeah, I am a lifetime member of the Temple of the Vampire, and anybody that gravitates toward the vampiric aesthetic or gravitates toward a desire to understand life force, because it does help you understand life force if you're into like Qigong and you want to take it a step further into understanding like outgoing Qigong, like what is it called? There's prenatal energy, there's prenatal Qigong, and then there's energy mobilizing Qigong, and then there's projecting Qi. That would be
Prenatal energy? Is he talking about baby batter again?
I think so.
I think so too, yeah.
I mean, that's not really how internal martial arts works, but okay.
projecting Qi would be done for things like healing purposes and things of that nature. This is something you will gain a deeper understanding of through vampirism, through the religion of vampirism, okay, through the Temple of the Vampire. However, it is pay to play, like Scientology. It's pay to play. You pay, you play. You pay for lessons and you learn things and things like that nature. I never got very.
Yeah, you pay to play. You'll pay to know what you really think. The exact motto of the Church of the Subgenius. Do you suppose if James Robert Clark III were to find out about the Church of the Subgenius, would he embrace it or would he try to destroy it?
I don't know, man. It's the Church of the Subgenius. I think a lot of people who are attracted to the aesthetics that he likes don't really care that much for the Church of the Subgenius, and the fluffy bunnies just hate it.
Yeah.
Because we don't care that much about anything.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
he would learn
praise
to
Bob,
not
kill
care.
Bob.
Yeah, I mean, he would actually be a gimme Bob. He would expect Bob to.
He's being a gimme Bob right now.
He is being a huge gimme Bob. So
maybe more like a gimme Connie.
Oh yeah, he's saying gimme Connie, so Connie gimme Eliana. So yeah, that's pretty much how he's looking at this.
It didn't interest me, and it doesn't seem to me like there's anything really heavy duty there that I'm not going to get elsewhere. A lot of the stuff is covered in Chinese medicine, especially things dealing with Qigong. A lot of it is covered in basic nutrition science. how to eat proper, like the dayside stuff is covered in basic nutrition, stuff like that. And now you have better access with people like Ray Kurzweil coming out as transhumanists and all sorts of people coming out as transhumanists, Maria Konovalenko, Natasha Vita-Moore. Transhumanism is no longer a dirty word, although I wish they would replace it with something like post-humanism, or just replace it with biohacking or something of that nature. Get rid of the transhumanism thing, because I'm tired of it getting confused with transgenderism. Not that I have anything against transgenderism. I really don't. I think we've been over this. I see transgenderism as like extreme body modification. I really don't judge people as harshly as people might think I would. But that's my thing here, is people should, if they feel drawn to the vampiric aesthetic, they need to seek deep, and they want to seek a deeper understanding of this. Check out the Temple of the Vampire. I'll leave links in the description. But what you have to remember, it is pay to play. Okay, it is pay to play. Now, a lot of people do not have as good of a grounding in occultism and martial arts. So that's the thing. The Temple of the Vampire is unique in the sense that it seems to be grounded in Satanism, in left-hand path tradition, in classical Western occultism, and very, 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 very much so in traditional Chinese medicine and martial arts. So if you don't have a grounding in those things, which I, interestingly enough, do, if you don't have a grounding in those things, a basis in those things, the Temple of the Vampire is a unique place to get a grounding in those things. If you already have a grounding in those things like I do, of course you can hunt these things down on your own at more affordable prices, which is what I've done. But yeah, I mean, check out the Temple of the Vampire if you feel drawn to the vampire aesthetic, or if you feel like you are somebody that might be part of the vampire family, if you will. And that's all for this video. Hello.
Who are the overlords of the UFO? I should have had that sound clip ready for that.
I'm just thankful that it was a video about something other than a woman.
Oh no.
I was starting to get tinnitus, like just
yeah.
it was,
especially.
This wasn't a very, I don't know what's good word to put it. I don't know if this met the EI requirements.
I don't think so either. So, all right, we're going to do the next video. I love you, my little Incan goddess. And how long is this? 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Thank God.
Hello, my love. Well, what I want to tell you is, I don't have much to say except that I love you. You know I love you. I'm not going to hold back anymore with how much I love you. I'm not going to get angry ever again. That's a big mistake. I don't need you shutting down on me. I need you to open up to me. Okay? And what I want you to know is, no matter what, I love you. But what I want you to do is, when you're alone and when you're not fraternizing with these subhuman pieces of trash, I want you to remember who I am. And I want you to remember who you are. Okay? That's all I want. I want you to remember that I love you a lot, and that I want to be the one holding you. I want to be the one that's with you during your hard times, during the times that you need somebody that's strong to protect you, to hold you, to love you. Okay? That's what I want you to know. And you know that I'm there for you. I've always been there for you. I always will be I always will be there for you if you want me to be there for you. You know that. I stuck it out this long. I can stick it out forever if you want me to. You know, it's a matter of choice. If you choose to have me in your life, you will. Okay? The point is, I will not stop making videos as long as I'm covered by ROTC, by people like Hatman, okay, and other members of the ROTC family. I will make videos about you. Forever. Forever, I will make videos about you. It's not a joke. My love for you is not a joke. I I truly miss you. I truly miss the time that we spent together. I truly miss the thoughts we shared. Okay? But I won't get angry at you ever again, and I won't raise my voice to you ever again. I'm sorry I've raised my voice to you in the past. As long as
Oh, I'm going to pause it just for a brief moment here because here's another one of his apologies for I'm sorry about getting angry with you. And, this is just more of this repetition
You
behavior.
control the way you feel, James. You can only control how you handle it. You can't apologize for how you feel because it's not something that's under your conscious control.
Exactly.
they cover me, I cover you. I'm not going to cover them, though, because they don't deserve to be covered. But what I really want to cover you with is a nice warm blanket. I want to cover both of us with a nice warm blanket. And I want to take a little siesta with you. Anyway, you know that my love for you is true. My love for you is real. Okay? If anything, you remember how I did not believe in true love.
Emotionality to you.
What was that? Go ahead.
He's like, I'm sorry that I got angry at you. Never happened again. It's like, you can't close that side off to someone you love.
Yeah, it's not like
you can't.
You cannot unring that bell. Once they've seen your anger, they're going to forever remember that anger.
It's not just that. It's that you have to be willing to communicate all the spectrums of your emotion. Like that's part of being intimate with someone. And for him, it's like, I'm just going to inseminate this woman and then she'll carry my child. And it's like he doesn't understand there's a lot.
There's a lot to relationships.
Falls outside of his limited view of the relationship.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to till death do us part that he just does not seem to grasp. He seems to think it's all about putting the baby batter in the mixing bowl and out.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You should be upfront about whether you want kids. That's a very important thing.
Yes, that is very important.
One thing that he does right. Everything else from, it's like the candor that he's expressing is okay. He could probably express these opinions and these attitudes and interests and goals more tactfully. But that would involve him putting down the camera for 5 minutes and maybe writing out an outline or going, do I really want this associated with a person that maybe I want to share those other things with? Like the times that aren't, let's go start a family, maybe times you already have a family,
Yeah, I mean,
all the stuff that happens afterwards.
Exactly. If I meet the right girl, I'm not worried about having kids anymore because uh, I'd rather not have kids. I'd rather not, try to continue any kind of line for the sake of continuing my name. That's ridiculous. That's this kind of bizarre thinking that he has that he wants to create another James Robert Clark in the world, and what's going to happen when James Robert Clark IV were to go back and look at 20 years ago, his dad posting all of these fucking insane videos.
I tell you the truth, that's part of growing up. That is part of growing up, is finding those things that maybe your parents weren't so proud of, realizing that just as fallible as you are, nobody has it figured out 100%. Just try to do the best you can. Life's frustrating.
Yeah.
We get it. We get it, James. Shit sucks.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Shit sucks. And it's like with Adrazia's videos, my life may be just as bad as in the shitter as Adrazia, but I'm not going to go complaining every 30 seconds on YouTube about it. There's no point. I mean,
you're fine. I'll do a regular shift. She has apparently either like moderate to severe ergophobia.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has anxiety about paperwork to the point where it compromises her ability to function.
I
So
know.
you're not that bad off.
Well,
I'm not saying it's a contest. I'm definitely not saying it's a contest.
I don't know.
But
Last night at
if you
work for
can
me was
sit
kind of a
behind the
challenge
desk,
there. So yeah.
yeah, if you can sit behind that desk for more than 5 minutes and you don't start going into palpitations, you are already a million times better off
Yeah.
than Mary could ever hope to be.
Exactly.
It's just you got to play the hand that you're dealt. She did not get dealt a very good hand.
No, and in Mary's case, she got taken advantage of by, some really horrible people, and that's a different lolcow for a different tale.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue with this video.
Remember, I tried to talk you out of the concept of true love. Well, perhaps you've made me a true believer in true love. Perhaps you are my true love.
Oh, again, he does not understand what love is. He's poured 7 years of stalking into Eliana, and he somehow thinks that this is going to magically turn his.
Yeah, if you love someone, let them go. Not everyone that comes back is yours, but
Yeah,
at least try. Try not
exactly.
to try not to hold on too tightly there.
James, you would actually be surprised to know that letting somebody go actually does work once in a while. That's another different story, but anyway.
Perhaps that's the reality of the situation after all. Perhaps the irony of the situation is I can never have you. But the facts are the facts, as they say, or as I say. You are my true love, and I miss you. I truly miss you, Eliana. I miss you a lot. Okay? So tonight, when you're alone, when you're by yourself, I want you to remember that I love you. And I want you to try to remember how you felt about me. I know you felt something about me. Okay? And I know it wasn't merely rage. I love you, honey. I really do love you. Okay? This did not break me. It won't break me. Just keep in mind I love you no matter what. And I probably always will love you. Okay? I probably will always love you. And while that may not matter to you, it matters to me. Take care, honey. I'll be making videos about you for a very, very long time, I think.
Why?
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 Why, James?
That, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you make videos about someone instead of try to foster some sort of cooperation, partnership thing that you're supposed to be in?
Trust. Yeah.
Why is it so incredibly one-sided? That would be the point where most people would reflect,
Mm-hmm.
but not James.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no.
he's so persistent. It's like you almost feel bad for him. Almost.
Almost, yes. So we're gonna get into video 9.
Have a good night.
Ugh.
Eliana Michaela Morales.
This one is called "Will You Marry Me, Eliana Michaela Morales." Well,
No, no, this
no,
is not how you do this.
this is not how you do this, James. But we're gonna
It's
watch
supposed to be
anyway. Just
done.
yeah, go ahead.
What? It's does he not understand what a proposal is?
He
It
understands.
seems to me that he doesn't understand what a proposal is, because if he's making one, he wouldn't be making it on YouTube.
Yeah, for real. Well, uh, you remember that Game Grumps episode where they're playing Super Mario Maker, and it's the special episode where it's "Will you marry me?" and I can't remember what her name was, but then they showed the react video of the girl that was being proposed to, and she's playing the Super Mario Maker, and she's reading more and more of it, and she's going, "Oh my god." Because that's sentimental love. That's love that, from someone who is in an actual relationship, someone who, like understood what a person's likes and dislikes were. And it's like, hey, here's this cool Super Mario level. Why don't you play it and see what you think? And that's how it should be. But to James, videos like this are not going to work. But let's go right into it.
Eliana Michaela Morales, I have a very important question to ask you.
No,
Will you marry me?
no.
I know you claim to have a fiancé, but I also know that he's probably gay. I base this on knowledge of your past relationships with men and them being homosexual. I'm not judging you, not at all.
Yes,
I
you
know
are.
that the geographic location you live in, it's hard to find a heterosexual monogamous male. But I promise to be that heterosexual monogamous male if you need him. To hold you, to love you, to lift you up when no one else will.
I will hug him and squeeze him and call him George.
To give you the moral and emotional support you need, my love. I will be there for you. What you need to understand is I was tricked into taking my videos down where I mentioned your name. Well, now when people Google me, they get very nasty things about me, claiming all sorts of things about me that I never did. I can't move on from you anymore. So as long as ROTC covers me, I will cover you. But the difference is, I love you. That's the truth. I truly do love you. And that's not made up. By the end of this, it might come to the point where the only people that love you or me are you or me, which might not be that bad.
I love you, James.
What? No, that's like the exact opposite of how this dynamic is usually supposed to work.
No, actually, I really kind of. James Robert Clark III got me out of my depressive funk to where he got me making live streams again after over a year. So he got me motivated. He got me, motivated enough to like make new, outlays for Streamlabs OBS and to actually do playlists. He's gotten me motivated into like, rebranding. So, and he's gotten me all kinds of new subscribers and new viewers. And thank you to everyone who has been watching these videos. And I can't thank you enough for all the support that you're giving this channel. But, it's all thanks to our prize LolCow here. So let's get back to him.
I adore you, Eliana Michaela Morales. I would worship you if you would allow me to. And you know that. I love you, my little Incan princess.
Oh. And he goes right into video number 10. Ho, do I know that Eliana Michaela Morales was Galena? So he meant to type how, but I think he was a little too fast on his typing and he just put it as ho, do I know? So who's the hose that you know, James?
So, how do I know that Galena was Eliana and not Hatman?
Hatman. Hatman. Na 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 na. Hatman.
Well, the main reason why, I'm going to give you a couple reasons. When Galena started getting serious with me, or claiming to be getting serious with me, I exited out of all the dating apps I was on. And Galena said, you don't
Did that include Grinder, James?
have to do that. Please don't do that. Okay? Well, that's not something Hatman would tell me. That's only somebody that actually cares about me would tell me. Somebody that knows that it's a fraud and actually cares about me and doesn't want me to get as hurt as badly as they thought I would get hurt at the end of this. But I'm not hurt at all. Another reason why is because about a day ago I was telling her something about someone close to me, and she was concerned about this person's health. And, that's not something Hatman would care about. It just isn't. Also, the way in which she negotiated with me, not a way Hatman would negotiate with me. The way she communicated with me, very, very much like the way Eliana used to communicate with me. So, Eliana, I know you were Galena. I know Galena is Eliana. And you know what? Whatever. Although the other way I know is the photo that was sent to me actually is of a Slavic girl. The skull shape, it matches and everything. And I know that only Eliana, who's also an anthropology nerd, would have the sense to find a Slavic girl to send me a photo of, pretending, if she was pretending to be a Slavic girl, she would find me an Eastern Slavic girl to send me a photo of. And none of these other people would do that. They'd send me a Celtic girl or a German girl. To other people, white is white. Eliana and I know about skull shapes and know about these things. These people don't know these things. They're not bright enough to do that. They would just take any old white girl and go, this is Galena. But I know you, Eliana. I know you. I know how smart you are. I do know you care about me, and I do love you. And I hope that you do decide to be with me. After all, I do know that if your fiancé actually is real, he is probably a homosexual. And again, I'm not judging you. I'm just going by knowledge of your past relationship.
No, you're not judging Eliana. You're just judging her fiance.
What is this deal?
He is that is classic. He's projecting everybody else is gay because he can't handle these internalized, why am I bisexual thoughts that James has. And he
I
can't.
don't know if he has any thoughts other than make YouTube video and look at Facebook photos. Like, I have to wonder if this guy is capable of the abstraction required to go, oh, people have different attitudes about things and don't want the exact same thing that I do all the time.
Well, now here's my thinking. What if James Robert Clark III is like the Balak puppet from the episode The Corbomite Maneuver? Remember? Where if you met James Robert Clark III in real life, all he would be is just shoulders and an ugly head.
Yeah, he definitely comes across that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I would love to see a James Robert Clark video where he's out, at least doing selfie mode outside. He must be under quarantine, or he must be under like some kind of house arrest bracelet or something.
No, I'm just going to point out it's really hard to get natural lighting like outside. Get just right so you aren't capturing either overexposed crap or you're so backlit that no detail comes through.
I've not seen that problem in Cinnamon Jalal DuPont's videos. Now, that may be because of the phone that she uses or something. Because she doesn't seem like the type that would know how to manipulate all those fine detail settings. You know what I mean?
Probably do it for you. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's iOS.
Oh yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, it's using sampling to figure out how to balance the ISO and all that fun stuff.
Anyway, continuing the video.
Relationships and knowledge of the geographic area and the rampant homosexuality and bisexuality and lack of monogamy in the people around you. You don't want to be dealing with that. You want a nice, monogamous, white Anglo-Saxon, I can't say Protestant because I'm not a Protestant, but I'll even pretend to convert to Catholicism with you, but I will not go to church. I do not like supporting, child sex trafficking, which is what the Catholic Church does, but I will pretend to.
I should tune James Robert Clark III onto VaticanCatholic.com's videos, because they're a whole other level of nuttiness that I think James might appreciate.
Yeah, maybe like throw some of those in on the next ranch, but
yeah. Well, no. Actually, Peter Diamond and and those group, they're actually very well spoken. They're not like Westboro Baptist nut jobs. They actually know what they're talking about. And there's one particular video that really kind of
Like,
scared me, but
there's several de facto definitions that they're de jure definitions that they don't really understand.
no.
Like they say that the current king of Vatican is the anti-pope, when that's the exact opposite of what an anti-pope is by definition.
Well, they're representing sedevacantism. So, but
Thought that would be anti-pope. They would be the ones representing the anti-pope because they don't think that the king of Vatican has the proper authority to be the pope.
right. So, but anyway, continuing this video.
Convert for you. We just will only go to church maybe Easter and Christmas, although we aren't putting anything in that collection plate because I absolutely refuse to support the horrible crimes against humanity that the Catholic Church commits. But other than that, I will pretend to convert for you. I'll pretend to pray the rosary and all that stuff. Not going to confession. I got better things to do than confess my sins to a closeted homosexual pedophile as they have in the church. But I do want you to know I want to marry you, and I think you should want to marry me. I think we'd make a very cute couple.
Oh, wow. James. Pretending to have faith is going to make you the cutest couple in the world. So
yeah, every woman wants a relationship based on spite and lies.
Yeah.
Come on, what woman doesn't want that? That's the complete package.
Oh, God. Video 11. I love my true scarlet woman, Eliana Michaela Morales. Oh, he's gone on a tear for this.
I love you, Eliana Michaela Morales.
Oh, good. This is a short one.
I will give you the pendant I bought you that is for Our Lady Babylon.
Is it a Sonichu medallion, James? Is it a Sonichu medallion? Did you get it wholesale from somebody who's in jail right now?
Well, at least he's going after women who aren't related to him.
Good.
So
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, you are my little scarlet woman, and our love is sealed with the inverse hexagram of the beast 666. I love you forever.
Oh. And suddenly he went from green shirt to purple. And what happened to his hair? He looks like he's wearing some kind of Karen wig. And like the curls in the back of his hair are like some kind I don't know what is going what kind of signals are you sending us, James, here? What is this video? Video 12. Am I trying to punish Eliana Michaela Morales? And this is going to be a long one here, so let's sit through it, and I'm not going to interrupt it.
Okay, so Kimmy wants to tell me I'm trying to punish Eliana. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to punish Eliana for the behavior of the ROTC community. No. What am I doing? Well, what people need to understand is Eliana, and I'm going to say this as calm as possible, and I'm not being accusatory any more than I need to be because I'm pointing out the facts. This isn't accusatory, this is the facts. Eliana for years has had the opportunity to tell me the truth about her views towards me and tell me to leave her alone. She chose not to tell me to leave her alone. That's number one. She knew I was concerned about her. She had to have. She might not have known all the trolling that led to my crazy videos and everything else, but she did know I was feeling very concerned about her, as I made that very apparent in many of my videos. And she could have easily said, James, I'm okay, but I can't talk to you. Instead, what she did is she interrupts a troll a couple years back and says, I don't have a child and I'm single. And leaves it at that, leaves me hanging. I don't know what's going on. I'm even more worried now. Is she making excuses? Like, what's wrong? Is she in trouble and I don't know? Leads me to eventually get a plane ticket to get down there. It did take me some figuring out to get a cheap enough plane ticket because I'm broke, okay? But being broke isn't going to stop me from helping my friend in my mind, okay? As number one. Number two, she continues not to add clarity to the situation while people are trolling me, telling me that they're going to kick my ass, they're going to beat the crap out of me. If I come down to Argentina to see if my friend's okay, they're going to murder me. They're going to make me eat their assholes. They're going to sodomize me. They're going to stab me. They're going to shoot me, etc. So I'm putting up with this for years, leading me to make crazy videos that she's now claiming are agitating her, which at this point in time, I would not doubt that she's been working with these trolls the whole time to agitate me at this point, which would be very sad if that was the case. But I don't want to believe that because I love you, Eliana. I love you a lot. So that's that part of it. Then she involves the ROTC community by appearing on Daywave Radio. Okay? Then she goes further and lies about our friendship. She didn't expect me to have evidence, but I had evidence, and I showed that we did have a legitimate friendship with one another. Why she did this, I have no idea, because you have to understand, we were consistently friends right up until the point she quit talking to me abruptly, which led me to be concerned about her from the get-go. Okay? I never wanted to give up on Eliana because Eliana gave me the friendship, to have the friendship of a beautiful, intelligent, loving person like Eliana at the time. It meant everything to me. And it still does mean everything to me. Okay? So she involves Daywave. Daywave involves thousands of trolls. Although I was already being trolled pretty badly, it was mostly probably by JJ and other low-level, low-IQ'd morons. Well, now they're still low-IQ'd morons, but I'm getting trolled more. So I'm getting trolled by thousands and thousands of trolls. Then it starts with phone calls on my phone. Okay, I'm getting phone calls, threatening phone calls, people telling me they're going to stab me, shoot me, burn me alive, burn my apartment complex down, do all this other crazy shit. Okay? Then they fake ban me from Argentina. Okay? Fake ban me. Commit a felony. Fake ban me from a country. Okay? Say that I'm banned from a country because they're idiots. And, really the only thing keeping me from involving the authorities, like the authorities want me to involve them, might I add, is that I care about Eliana. I'm not trying to punish Eliana. It's quite the opposite, actually. I'm trying to keep Eliana from being punished. That's the reality of the situation. Okay? So this starts, okay? Then she catfishes me, or somebody catfishes me. I don't know for certain that it's her, but I'm pretty frickin' sure it's her. I'm about 100% sure it's her. Catfishes me as a fake Russian girl and sends nude photos of me all around the internet to the ROTC family. Okay? So and then they're trying to make me appear to be a homosexual, which is insane because it is very much like I posted before it happened. It's very much like that episode of South Park where Cartman takes a picture of Butters' penis inside his mouth and tries to say that Butters is a homosexual. Because they're trying to convince me it was an elderly Englishman that did this. I'm almost 100% positive it was Eliana. But the point is that it's not relenting. She is purposely doing everything she can to punish me. Mind you, the whole time I made videos for her, I would intersperse into my videos, Eliana, all you have to do to get me to take down every video I've ever made about you is tell me that you want these taken down. I've regularly said that in the videos I made about her. So this new person, Galina, who's a made-up person that's probably Eliana, although they're trying to convince me it's Hatman, who's some kind of homosexual British gentleman. Now she's this Galina person that doesn't exist had me take down all the videos I made Eliana. 80 plus videos of Eliana that I've made for Eliana. And I did it to show that I was over Eliana, to prove to this person I was over Eliana. Well, it was a big scam. It was a big scam to try and hurt me. That was the whole point of it. Now, am I trying to hurt Eliana? No, I'm not trying to hurt Eliana. There's nothing about what I'm doing to Eliana that has anything to do with punishing Eliana. If anything, I'm trying to keep her from being punished. What I would like her to do is acknowledge the fact that I was friends with her consistently for a considerable amount of time, and that she doesn't even have to admit that she cared about me. I know she cared about me, but she can at least admit that we were friends publicly. And she can say she's sorry to me publicly. That's all she has to do, because this has gotten out of hand. It's gotten very far out of hand, and she needs to take responsibility for her actions. There is no reason why only men need to take responsibility for their actions. I do take responsibility for my actions. In fact, I do nothing but take responsibility for my actions. In fact, I take responsibility for her actions. I have taken responsibility for her actions. But this has gotten to a point where it is outside the realm of what would be considered normal. Now, I will be going down to Argentina. I will not be seeing Eliana. That's the truth. And why am I going down to Argentina? Because I can go to Argentina. And because I'm not allowing Royce to go to Argentina. And because I really do worry about Eliana's safety. And me going to Argentina keeps Royce, because he's a cheap son of a bitch, from buying a ticket and going down himself, because he's not going to spend $1,300 on a ticket, and he's too fat and lazy to travel to an area which will allow him to leave at a cheaper cost, because he's fat and lazy. That's just it. He's fat, lazy, and stupid. My point is that Eliana needs to take responsibility for Eliana's behavior. That's what my point is. And I really do love you, Eliana. I love you so very much. I'm not making anything up about how much I love you. I just wish that you would learn to treat me with the respect and dignity you used to treat me with. I know that you like these people's attention, but you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth what you're doing to me. It just isn't worth it. You might think it is, but you don't know what this is doing to me on the inside, and it's not fair. The only thing that hurts me is what you're doing to me. It doesn't hurt me what they're doing to me. These idiots could do whatever they want to me. It does not hurt me. What hurts me is your betrayal. What hurts me is that you're treating me as poorly as you are. And it hurts me that the only memories I have right now of you, besides my screenshots of when we were friends, is you treating me poorly. It really hurts me. I'm not making that up. You are hurting me, Eliana. You do hurt me. And it's sad. I try very hard not to hurt you, and I'm sorry I've lost my temper with you in the past, but you are hurting me by doing these things. It's hurting me. I'm not mad at you. I'm hurting from what you're doing to me. Okay? That's the truth. I love you. Whether I can be with you or not doesn't really matter. What matters is that I love you and I care about you. That's what matters. And I'm not trying to punish you. And these people are filling your heads, filling your head with your heads, because it seems like you have multiple personalities at this point, but they are filling your head with so much nonsense. You know I love you. You know who I am. You know my character. Listen to me, Eliana. I am your friend. I always was your friend. I never stopped being your friend, and I never will stop being your friend. I love you. Please know that you're hurting me by the way you're treating me. It's not fair to me. And you need to recognize that. I have tried to be nothing but fair to you. I love you, Eliana. I love you. Have a good night, honey.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this one's just 10 seconds, thank God. Buenos dias, Eliana Michaela Morales.
I just wanted to wake up my beautiful little Incan goddess with an I love you. I will do this every day. I love you, Eliana Michaela Morales.
Ugh. Even his.
What? Why?
I don't know. I think he's just throwing content out there because he's hoping that he's going to be some kind of big YouTube star, and he's hoping that all of this content is going to get himself monetized, and he's just going to rake in thousands of dollars for each video. It's not going to work like that, James.
It definitely doesn't work that way, but also, I don't. Well, why would you? Why would you go through all the trouble
Well, good news is this is another short one. This is only 1 minute. This one's called "I Love You." Eliana Michaela Morales. Need you to know. What do you need to know? You're crazy. You need us to know that you're crazy, James.
Now, Ileana, what I say now, I need to say completely sober-faced and seriously.
Sober faced.
I may not be able to get down to Buenos Aires. You say you have a fiancé. I understand that. I might not be able to get down there in time when they say, those that are opposed speak now or forever hold your peace. I want to make sure that I preemptively state that I am opposed to you marrying this hombre in Argentina. And my opposition is clearly that he is probably a homosexual or a very flamboyant bisexual. You can't do this to yourself when you can have all this, baby. You can't do it to yourself. You could have all of me to yourself forever. All this white Anglo-Saxon greatness, baby.
You.
I love you, Eliana Michaela Morales.
Ew. Oh, James. Oh, James.
Well, I've never had a video just reach out and give me acid reflux before. Thanks, James.
James Robert Clark III is the tiny fireman, and he spits Prilosec in your eye.
Thanks. I might just descend further into alcoholism and smoking. Oh God, this is terrible.
This is yeah. Okay, here's another one. We're up to video 15. Why do I refer to Eliana Michaela Morales as a Frisian? Oh, dude, Frozen should be here for this. He really should. And
Right.
well,
You
because
should.
he mentions Frozen in this. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. This one is 2 minutes 33 seconds.
Why would
Before I go to
Friesland?
I don't know why he. I don't know why he's got this thing. He must be like he realizes that his insults to Royce aren't affecting Royce, so now he's going to go after someone who he thinks might be more vulnerable. And in this case, Frozen Asian is even less vulnerable than Royce. So, okay, we're going to go into this video.
Before I go to bed for the morning, I want to answer the question of the Frisian mayor. Why, oh why do I call Eliana Michaela Morales a Frisian mayor? Well, honestly, it all started on Daywave when Frozen Asian, who I think might prefer to be called Sub-Zero, like the Mortal Kombat character, he never.
Oh, I completely forgot. I was also gonna get a stock photo of Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat and just put it right next to Frozen Asian, or maybe just like paste Sub-Zero's face on Frozen Asian's head when he's doing his live streams. But anyway.
Never said that, but I'm just presuming that. He had referred to the young female scientists that I was friends with on Facebook as, quote, hobbled mayors. I thought it was actually kind of hilarious because Royce Lopez said that the reason I had so many friends that were young female scientists is I was trying to take advantage of young female scientists because they were inadequate in some way. At least he was hinting at that. No, the women that I would talk to on Facebook, they were anything but inadequate. Matter of fact, I turned a couple of them down for relationships. And actually, one young lady I turned down was actually a model. Another young lady I turned down for a relationship was a biologist from Moscow that wanted to meet me. And I turned her down because of, actually, that wasn't Eliana, but a different, my ex-girlfriend, actually. But my point is, and I turned down a model. A model had wanted to be with me that I turned down for Eliana Morales, my beautiful Eliana Morales, and Eliana knows who that young lady is. But my point is, what I'm getting at here is the Frisian mayor. Where's the Frisian mayor come up? Well, Eliana accurately, I think, compared herself to the beautiful, majestic, and powerful Frisian horse because of her beautiful black hair. Another attribute of Eliana's that I find absolutely mesmerizing are her beautiful black eyes.
I have to pause it here for a moment here because the moment when I was watching this earlier and he was talking about this, for some reason all I could think about was Eliana as a centaur. And that she has like a smile and she looks like something out of like My Little Pony, but she's got like, she looks like a centaur basically.
Why would that? Why? Why, Randy?
I don't know. It's something that this is how watching James Robert Clark's videos make you think is you start to
Yeah,
yeah, you start to think in this crazy way like he does after a while.
like
I
it's definitely something that requires remediation after viewing.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some serious therapy after this. So, continuing.
can imagine falling asleep just staring into her beautiful black eyes. She has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen on a woman, and she should know that. So as I go to bed, I'm sure you will probably be waking up, my dear. I love you, Eliana Morales.
Ugh.
Good
Oh,
morning.
Oh, okay. Now that's the point where I went to bed also last night because I was just dog tired, and I was like, it was like four in the morning my time, and I just couldn't. I was downloading all these videos, and I was like thinking to myself, Jesus, how many more of these videos am I going to wake up to? Turns out, 16, 17, 18, four more videos, but thankfully these are going to be short ones, except for this one, which I'm just going to go muddle through.
Morning, Miss Morales. I love you. What I want to let you know is the people you have to blame for the Eliana Michaela Morales videos are the ROTC family. I believe it was actually Randolph Vance that pointed out to me, if any woman Googles me, they're never going to want to date me now, okay?
That is absolutely correct, James Robert Clark III. And thank you for saying my name. Think we can get him to say your name, Sam?
No, he's
I mean, it seems like he will say your name if you impart enough wisdom into him, but he misuses that wisdom because he thinks he's just going to get him, closer to Eliana. But, you know, hey,
what? Why would you? But it's clear that he's not a math nerd. I don't know why he's all like, I totally won't be with this math nerd. He's not a math nerd. He's a martial artist. Just go find some woman who likes martial arts, James.
yeah, I mean, James Robert Clark is so pathetic that I'm thinking if it were like caveman days and you know how, the stereotype of, like bonking the woman on the head, James would suck even at that.
I'll be fair, that requires a very supple wrist.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, so continuing.
Now, you know me. Anything that you do to me, I kind of let it slide off my back if it involves Eliana Michaela Morales. I'm pretty good about that. I don't let things get to me because I do this for your benefit because I love and care about you. That's just the truth. I don't want to be aggressive towards you or, anything like that. And I'm not being aggressive to you. I'm just reminding you that I love you. Well, you made it so it's impossible for me to move on with my life. So until all of those videos come down that these people have made at your direction, you're the only girl for me, I'm afraid.
No one has directed me to make any of these videos except me, myself, and I, and the fact that James Robert Clark is the one putting these videos out here. And I just think
Yeah,
he's funny enough to point out to other people, hey, look at this buffoon. So Eliana is not putting me up to making these videos. Okay, James?
nobody is putting anyone up to make videos.
Well, I kind of had to put you up to making this video today, but that was a different story. But anyway,
That's different. I get.
yeah.
Uh, I just had to be convinced to jump on the call. I didn't have to actually
It was
set up a
it's
and,
Temple of the Vampire that got you.
well, yeah. You mentioned the Temple of Vampire, what do you call it, video, and I was like, finally, this guy's going to talk about something that's not a woman, and it what was there is basically, oh, I'm going to talk about this woman. Like, that was the meat of his content sandwich.
Yeah.
Because he just, states the intro, restates at the conclusion, and in the middle is, oh, by the way, some woman.
Temple of the Vampire was the sun-dried tomatoes of today's stream.
I was really hoping that it would be something other than that. But it's exactly the same video as every one of his other videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway. Right, don't get me wrong. It's nice to go out and meet women, James. That it's good that you can do that. But why is it every subject? Why is it like, oh, I'm going to talk about a religious community and the Bears synopsis repeated ad nauseum to sandwich, oh, by the way, I knew a woman. And it really seems like that's every other video.
It is. So I'm going to go back into this one here. So.
And that's unfortunately not my fault. Now, what I would like to point out, I'm going to leave a couple links to some of the more bizarre videos in the description that you were so, you were so concerned about my videos, where I was concerned about your safety and worried about you, and I wanted to make sure you were okay because I love you. I'm going to leave some links to, like, say, some of Cody Pendant's work in the description. Because, Cody Pendant, I like his work. He does great work. In fact, Cody Pendant, I'm giving you a shout out for your great work. I especially like the Saw version of me, the Saw trailer. That was muy fabuloso. Very good work, Mr. Pendant. But the problem that I have, Ms. Morales, is that I cannot escape this now. Because you involved these idiots, principally Royce Lopez, who is the one that has been directing this, clearly directing these trolls towards me. You're the one that directed these people, probably by promising Royce Lopez some sort of pseudo relationship. Although, that's a crime against God, a crime against nature, and a crime against humanity for you to offer him any kind of relationship. You're a different species than him. You're not the same species as Royce Lopez. He's some kind of hippopotamus manatee hybrid. And you're obviously a very highly evolved.
James, what would a hippopotamus manatee hybrid? How would that work, James? Who's on top and who's on bottom?
I don't even want to think about it.
I don't either.
Why, James?
Oh, you see, this is more of his projection against Royce Lopez because he's mad that Eliana went on Royce Lopez's show, and he's mad that Royce Lopez is basically showing everybody what an idiot James Robert Clark is. So
we are all the same species of shit-flinging egg, James.
Mm-hmm. We are all day wave, James. We are all day wave.
Human being. I don't understand what you see in a manatee, walrus, hippopotamus hybrid like Royce. There's something going on with him. I haven't quite put my finger on it yet, and I don't want to put my finger anywhere near him because I'm afraid I might lose it in one of his hunger rages. But what I want you to understand is I love you. These videos are not being made out of a place of contempt or anything like that. They're being made because, number one, I love you, and number two, you're the one that involved these crazy people in our lives. You're the one that did this to us. I didn't do this to us. All the videos I made you were about concern for you, for your safety, and how much I love you, and how much I wanted to see you. Okay? You just left me hanging for years. I didn't know what was going on. I thought people were doing bad things to you. And you gave me no reason to think otherwise. In fact, the only thing you did was you interspersed with some troll named Tig Manson and said you were single and didn't have a child, which just made me worry more, because I'm like, well, she's still not talking to me. If she's single and doesn't have a child, that kind of seems like it's okay for her to talk to me. But she's not talking to me. You know what I mean? And then I get the catfishing with Galena, the catfishing with the fake woman. That was the final straw. Now, I was going to let that slide until it keeps getting played up and played up and played up, and people are calling me a homosexual. I ain't letting this slide, Eliana. I'm not letting it slide. I don't have a sense of humor anymore with this stuff. I used to, but I've lost my sense of humor. I don't have my sense of humor. This doesn't mean I don't love you. I love you very much. Very much. And I will be coming down to Argentina. I obviously won't be seeing you unless you want to see me, and I really don't think you want to see me. But if you do want to see me, I will be the most polite, gentle, and caring person you've ever met. You know me. I love you. I love you so much. And you're doing this to me. It's not fair. What you're doing is hurting me, and you don't care. To be honest, the reason I don't care about these videos and stuff, yeah, it's going to keep me from getting another girlfriend. Big deal. You know, I already got those obstacles in my way anyway, with like the financial issues and stuff. But what you have to understand beyond it really doesn't matter to me. I don't care about people calling me names or things like that, or even calling me a homosexual, really. What bothers me is that you're behind this. You're the one doing this. You're the one purposely hurting me. That's what is really bothersome to me. That the woman that I love and have loved for 7 years wants to keep twisting the knife in my heart, wants to keep opening the wound, keep rubbing salt in my wounds, keeping it up to make profit for a fat manatee walrus hippopotamus hybrid that lives in La Florita. It's not fair, Eliana. This isn't fair to me. You're going out of your way to hurt me. I would never hurt you. These videos are not even meant to hurt you. I just hope that you understand what I'm saying. I love you. I have loved you for quite some time. Every one of my former videos, as I had said in a number of them, could have been taken down if you, my sweet little Eliana, just said, James, I'm okay, take down all your videos. You didn't even have to say you were okay. You just had to say, take down all your videos. Okay? That's all you had to say was like, yo, James, take down these videos. They're annoying me. That's all you had to say. Or, James, just take down the videos. I would have taken them down. Would I have gotten more worried? Probably. But if you would have told me respectfully to take down all of those videos, I would have taken them down. Instead, you tricked me into taking down the videos by posing as a 21-year-old Russian girl that was interested in me sexually. Then, those nude photos of me are circulating all around the internet. Then I have people calling me a homosexual because they're trying to make it look like some British guy did it. Then, on top of that, they send me a picture of a Slavic girl that is, I don't even know how young, but so young that I kept questioning her age. Okay? I did make sure she was 21, or said she was 21. And then what should have been the dead giveaway is when the girl said that she thought I would leave her for someone older than her. That's not how that works. In fact, Eliana, you're like, what, 26 now? You're 26. You're getting at that age. Like, honestly, the only reason I'm still interested in you is because I love you. But you're getting at that age where it's like, I don't know. After a woman gets beyond like 24, 25, nobody really wants her. Unless they're like, like 24, 25 is the cutoff. Unless they're an exceptionally well-built, well-taken care of chick. After 25, no dude really wants anything to do with you unless they're a pathetic, useless person that, can't get laid. And that's the truth. That is the truth. And I can get laid. I choose not to get laid because, like your ridiculous Catholic religion, I want the right person to have children with. I did all that stuff when I was younger. I did the partying and all that stuff. I did that stuff when I was younger. I'm not into that anymore. In fact, what's funny is a lot of things I changed for you because you pretended to be a moral, God-fearing Catholic. Just saying. I don't think you're exactly moral, and I certainly don't think you're God-fearing. At this point, I think that you're probably in league with my side of this story here, because it really, really, really looks like, I don't know what to think. You're just being a very nasty person toward me, and it's not fair. It is not fair to me. I love you. I care about you. I would love to give you a hug when I see you, but I'm not going to be able to. You deserve, and as far as I'm concerned at this point, you deserve to be in a participatory relationship with Royce Lopez, and you deserve any of the severe crushing injuries that may result from such a relationship. But you don't, because you're a more highly evolved human being. Especially more highly evolved than Royce, who's not even a human being, as we've covered this. He's some sort of manatee, hippopotamus, walrus hybrid. But you, my dear, are, as far as I'm concerned, the next stage in human evolution, and I love you.
Oh, boy. You think God knew what he was doing when he made James Robert Clark III?
I don't know anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
I don't. There is no God. There is no God.
Something horribly wrong a long time ago.
It is.
Okay, good news is we're in the home stretch, so this is another short video. We're up to video 17. Happy Sabado to my beautiful little princessa Eliana. Oh.
It's a beautiful Sabado for my beautiful little Eliana Michela Morales. I love you, honey. I'm just reminding you I love you. You know, like how Royce reminded me that he loved me and would call me on the phone telling me he loved me. All at your direction. I love you too, Eliana. But I don't need another person's direction to tell you I love you. I truly do love you. And that love actually does come from a place of love. And I do care about you. And I think what you did is you allowed these people to take advantage of you in the middle of an autistic rage that they started by lying to you about things that I never said to them, because I never talked to them about you. The only thing I said to them was that we met in a Nazi chat room, and we did. Do you remember that? Well, it was a Nazi Facebook group, but, I'm old, so I don't know the difference between a Facebook group and a chat room. But my point is, honey, you and I are like two peas in a pod.
Oh, God.
Or as Forrest Gump would say, we go together like peas and carrots.
Oh, God.
But the point is I would hope that you would allow me the courtesy of explaining to you that this is not cool that you're hurting me this bad, and that the videos that I had up would have easily been taken down if you just told me to take them down, but instead you had to catfish me by pretending to be a 21-year-old Russian girl. Which, honestly, what's funny is these trolls still think that it was me pretending to be a 21-year-old Russian girl to catfish myself. While Hatman is taking responsibility for the fake Galina profile that you created. Plus, somebody said that Galina allegedly sent me some nude photos. No, she didn't. And thank God she didn't, because the picture of the girl that you sent me was quite young. In fact, I might have to give that over to the authorities. Luckily it wasn't pornographic, but the thing is, it is still child exploitation. That's the problem. So, whatever, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know who you involved yourself with, but you involved yourself with some really dirty, nasty people. And And in fact, you have to understand, when people
right.
Google
So
me,
tight.
niece wolf, niece lone wolf, niece dark wolf, niece fat wolf, niece obese wolf, niece heart disease wolf, niece her blood's thick from cholesterol wolf, niece she's going to die of a massive heart attack wolf, niece the fat pig wolf, niece looks strangely Semitic wolf, niece wolf, who frickin' filled my account,
That was not me just now who did that. And I think he was just trying to do some kind of imitation of like repetition. But, oh, hey, Cult of Adonis Ball. Hey, let's get you a wrench. There you go. There you go. You're a moderator now. But what in the hell was that we're just watching?
my Gmail account with like a gazillion emails.
Yeah, fascistclark@gmail.com. You're going to get those emails, James.
When you Google my name, it goes to a BitChute of her calling me a stalker. I'm not a stalker. Niece Wolf is a stalker. Royce Lopez is a stalker. Do you understand what I'm saying? These people are stalkers. Stalkers that you have enabled. Stalkers that you've lied to because they lied to you. Okay? And if you think anybody thinks you're German, you're crazy. I'm just pointing that out to you. Nobody thinks you're German. As you said yourself, do you remember your post where you said Argentinians are Italians that wish they were Germans? Argentinians are Italians that wish they were Germans, that drive like Indians and scream like Arabs. You were mostly right. In reality, Argentinians are mestizos that think they're Italians, pretending to be Germans, that drive like Indians and scream like Arabs. That's the more accurate version of that. I fixed it for you because I love you and I don't want you to look inaccurate. I know you like to copy and paste things, and I just want to make sure you understand. The truth about Argentinians is that they're mestizos that think they're Italians, that want to be Germans, that drive like Indians and scream like Arabs.
JJ, stop recording.
Taco.
JJ, stop.
Oh. See, what's going on with his hair again? His hair is like all over the place. Like one moment it's like normal and like combed, and it just kind of turns into this weird disheveled mess. So, all right, home stretch now. 18 video 18, Eliana Michaela Morales. I cannot wait to enjoy my Axidal. And this will be a short one. Oh, hello. I think we have a new voice in the LolCow. Wait a minute.
He's Jeff Vader.
It's Jeff Vader. Hey, what's up, Jeff Vader?
Not much.
Oh,
Just
not much.
chilling. I see James is spiraling again.
Oh, he has spiraled hard, especially towards Hatman. Hey, James, what do you think of the new design graphics that I put up here in the top right corner for the CBDX? He's probably not watching. Anyway. Go to cbdx.com, use promo codes AP, ROTC, 44420, or Virgie with 2 Ys, and you will get 20% off plus a free gift. Hey, welcome, Jeff Vader. We have been, you missed the Temple of the Vampire video that James put out, which I'm not sure how to describe it. Sam, how would you describe that?
It's the same content sandwich.
Yeah.
I think in the last 24 hours I've missed at the very least 14 videos.
We've been plotting through these here, so we're up to video 18. Eliana Michaela Morales, I want to put my Axidal inside you. Well,
happy Sabado, Eliana Michaela Morales. I wanted to let you know that this morning I'm enjoying a nice cup of chocotal. I know you like chocotal or chocolate. I remember you wanted to have fun with me with some chocolate, and don't worry, that day will come.
Oh, God.
I love you, Eliana Michaela Morales.
Okay, so, yeah, and now we're at the final video. Number 19. What do you think about the names Eliana Michaela? Oh, and that chocolate video just suddenly made me sick. I'm like thinking to myself, oh, he wants to go to Argentina, and then well, God, now you got me pronouncing it. He wants to go to Argentina, but he doesn't want to see Eliana. But he also wants Eliana to, do things with chocolate with him. So I can't figure it out sometimes. But we're up to video number 19, which is going to be 3 minutes and 10 seconds. What do you think about the names Eliana Michaela Morales?
Eliana Michaela Morales, I figured out the method to your madness. You wanted ROTC to encourage all of their trolls to agitate me and make as many videos about me as possible, as many derogatory videos about me as possible with my full name, James Robert Clark III, so that number one, it gets rid of any competition for you. Any woman that Googles me will see these false accusations made by ROTC and the trolls, and it will get rid of any competition for you, leaving our only choice to avoid these negative Google results to get married and hyphenate our names. I know what you're up to. So do you want to be Mrs. Eliana Michaela Morales Clark? And I mean, this is a big price. You're asking me to hyphenate my name, Morales Clark, James Robert Morales Clark. You know my view on the Latin people. Do you really want me to hyphenate my name to Morales Clark? I mean, I'll do it for you, but only for you, because I love you. But, that Morales Clark is a hyphenated name for a man. That's a little odd. And you know my view on the Latin people. But for you, my darling, I will do anything for you. I will become James Robert Morales Clark III, because this is about the only way we're going to avoid these negative Google searches. Unless somehow you can convince the ROTC family of shows to take down the gazillions of videos made about me. I don't think you can, though. So it looks like it's going to be Mr. and Mrs. James Robert Morales Clark III or something. I don't know. It's getting confusing at this point. It's starting to get like Mexicans where they have like 17 names.
Oh,
but
God.
We can do that. Our children might have a little trouble, writing out their names on,
James, I'm pausing it here for a moment here so we can reflect. James, why are you just going after every non-white, non-American culture like this? What is
Well,
possessing you?
North America.
Well, no, I mean I'm not, he would hate Canadians. Remember?
Well, Mexicans are North America.
Well, yeah. But he's just
Love that he's still crying about being stalked and harassed while he continues to stalk and harass.
Yeah,
yeah. I
scary.
Like, I don't even need to watch the shit to know what he's doing.
it's like um you could predict, basically the James Robert Clark patterns. You can predict the repetition in his videos. You can predict, the professing his love for Eliana. You can predict, how he thinks Hatman is a homosexual troll from England. You can predict all these things now in James. This
Yeah.
is, yeah. So,
Like, you can predict every little one of them shenanigans.
well, 1 minute 10, Sam. You've made it through this far. You got 1 minute 10 to go. How about that? Okay.
Tests and stuff. And they might lose a couple points for getting their names wrong on tests or forgetting a name or something like that. But we can do it, baby. We can do anything. You know why we can do anything? Because I love you, Eliana Michaela Morales Clark. The other thing is, what you need to understand is the reason that niece fat wolf, niece obese wolf, niece heart disease wolf, niece blood like yogurt from the amount of lipids in her blood wolf, niece fatty fat, niece strangely Semitic, niece.
He just quoted Chris Chan. Did you hear that? He just quoted Chris Chan with the fatty fat. Okay, I'm gonna play that back because that one we gotta get.
Honestly,
Because when you hear Christian say "fatty, fat, fat, fat," it's just hilarious. So to hear James Robert Clark do this, it's even more hilarious.
Niece fat, niece fatty, fat, fat, niece strangely Semitic, niece fat, 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 fatty, fat, 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 fat. The reason she treats us the way that she does, it's not because of me, baby. It's because of us. She can't stand seeing two beautiful people in love. And I know you're in love with me. If you weren't in love with me, you wouldn't have encouraged ROTC to destroy my online presence and make it impossible for me to move on. And the only way we can avoid this is if we get married and hyphenate our names. Morales Clark, I actually kind of like the sound of that. Maybe it could work out, despite my view of the Latin people, you know.
Oh, well, we did it. We made it through all 19 of those videos that he put out between Tuesday and today. And what do you want to bet that he's put out some more between just now and this 3 hours? So so that last video was roughly 4 hours ago, and we're gonna click on the reload button. How many, Sam? What do you want to bet on the over under number of videos?
5.
5. That's as safe. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, Jeff, what do you want to predict on that number of videos?
I was going to say 3.
3. Okay, all right. Big money, no whammies. Stop. 3. Okay, so he has made 3. Tell you what, you want to save those for Tuesday?
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is as good enough of a point as, we've wasted 3 hours of our lives with James of our lives.
Pray. Gotta go get drunk and buy a pack of fags.
Oh, God, Sam. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna have to. It sucks that we're gonna have to wrap up the stream right now. But Jeff, where can we find you when we're not streaming?
Usually lurking in one of the Discords,
Okay.
or feel free to shoot me a message.
Yeah, you're definitely you're in Adonis Paul's chat room as well as
Yeah,
I
I'm in
am.
AP,
Yeah.
Discord, BGs, Hatmans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a whole bunch of them.
And Sam, I know where I can find you. You're right in the next room from me. So
Yep.
yeah. And I'm probably going to find you in a drunken stupor here in about an hour or so.
Probably not gonna get that much alcohol.
But anyway, I want to thank everyone for visiting Rocknar's LolCow Ranch. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and also visit cbdx.com. There's our Discord right up there. Follow me on Twitter at GovRocknar. CBDX.com. Make sure you use promo codes AP or ROTC or 44420 or Virgie with 2 Y's at the end. You will get 20% off on your order plus a free gift. And I want to thank everyone for watching Rocknar's LolCow Ranch tonight. And we'll come back Tuesday.